or somebody? Yeah, thanks, Vijay. Okay, guys. Thanks very much for joining once again. Great to see you guys once again joining on time. Today we will start the day two or session two of inbound marketing, which mainly deals with audience aggregation. I have not yet shared my screen. I will share it in next 2 or 3 minutes. Once I uh, complete these questions. So whatever we did last week, right? Does anybody has any questions on whatever we did last week? So last week it was more about audience aggregation. We wanted to understand, right, how to attract audience, right? Today we will understand on how to segment the audience or aggregate the audience to, eventually convert them to leads. And from leads we will convert them to our sales, right? So let's start. Before we start, any questions on last week, guys? Anything apart from the topic also, if you think you have some question on something which you're doing, right? And that maybe I can share my knowledge with you if possible. Right? Quickly type in if you have any questions for last week. We can start with that, and then we can proceed with week two. Anybody? No questions from anyone? Okay, great. Peter, you can ask me right now, no problem. Yes, Rishi, you can call content marketing a subset. In fact, content marketing is a very big part of inbound marketing, logically. Yes, we can do that. And because you can ask the question right now, it should not be a problem. It's an open forum. Maybe somebody else can also learn the questions that you have, right? So Rishi, good question. Yeah. How to target particular area for targeting only that area customer? Okay. So if you use, let's say, AdWords or Facebook, right? Over there they have an option, right, where you can choose location. For SEO, I don't think so. You can do that probably, right? I'm not sure of SEO, but you have some blocking softwares which you can use. But if it's a paid thing, right? So if it is SEO, it's free. Doesn't really matter. It's good for people to see your ad. But if it's paid, let's say you're using AdWords, right? And if you do not actually supply your goods to, let's say, Bangalore or Chennai, then you have an option of exclusion. So in AdWords, you have both the options. You can include and also exclude both, right? So when you open a campaign, over there you have that option, right? Bijoy, have you ever used AdWords for that matter? Using. So in AdWords, when you make a campaign, do you see the option in the campaign itself? It is called location, right? Location targeting, wherein you will be able to select the location, place, or even radius. So in AdWords, you also have a radius option within so and so miles. So that should be fine. For SEO anyway, it's free. So how does it matter? It's good if people can actually go ahead and see your stuff, even if your product is not of interest to them. No. So in AdWords, it's very simple. You can use the campaign settings. Same way for any thing which is paid, right? For paid stuff, it is always you'll have option to choose your location and exclude your location. In AdWords, you also have something called bid modification, wherein you can bid more or less for some location if it is of more importance to you. You're welcome. Anybody else has any question? Something which is not a part of this, but maybe I can share my knowledge if I know about that. Okay, so I don't think we have any more questions. Okay, great. So let's start with day two, if you don't have any questions now. And guys, did you do your assignment, the task, once you log into your, portal, your LMS? Good. Was it easy to follow? Basically, not done. So we're gonna start doing that. And in case you have any questions, you can always reach out to your program coordinator. That will help you to learn, right? Your LMS assignment. No problem, Ritupriya. In case you're confused, right, you can always reach out to your program coordinator if you have any questions. Or you can even ping the questions to me, and maybe if I know the answer, I can help you. And people who are not doing it, please start it. Okay, let's start today. So today, Jalakshmi, question, please ask me. Yes, so HubSpot is mainly for inbound marketing solutions, right? So HubSpot is mainly for inbound marketing solutions. That's one of the main domain, right, Lakshmi? Great. So let's start with day 2. Anand, no voice. Okay. Others, can you hear me pretty fine? Okay, so let me ping Anand. Okay, let's start. So audience aggregation. Today's agenda is audience aggregation orientation and audience aggregation implementation using emailers. Sounds nice. So before we proceed, if I ask you like a normal layman, somebody who is who doesn't have much idea about online marketing, what is audience aggregation as per you? Anybody, can you please help me? If I don't know what is this, as per your understanding, what is audience aggregation? Anybody wants to help me on this? Segmentation of audience, great Priyanka. Bharat segmentation. Lakshmi, collecting info about interested customers. That's a part of it. Okay, that's a part of it, Lakshmi, definitely. To bring them together, attract them. Okay, very close. Attracting the attention, that's inbound marketing, Vijay. You attract the attention, that's inbound marketing. Group of audience, absolutely. So as Priyanka, Anupama, Lakshmi, Bharat, and they all said, it is group of audience with similar or common behavioral traits, right? So the whole idea is I need to understand the kind of audience, right, that can use my product and services, and then I will aggregate them, right, so that I can optimize and get more conversions, right? In simpler life, you meet a lot of people in your life every day, right? Are all of them your friends? Not really, right? You meet a lot of people every day, could be your colleagues, acquaintance, whatever. Few of them become your friends based on your common thinking pattern, common common choices, common way of discussion, or you stay nearby, whatever. Out of those few, right? Again, few of them will become your close friends. That's sales. So that few friends that you make out of all the people that you meet, that's audience aggregation. You select people that you want to become friends, right? But you don't select people whom you want to meet. You meet people randomly. But then you select them as per your own wish. And then they become your friends. That's you can call audience aggregation, right? I will understand, right, the common behavioral pattern of my audience, of the traffic that comes to my website, and then segment them and then try to show them ads or content or send them emails about my product or services, right? This is audience aggregation in basic language. So this is a quick recap of what we did last week. Piece of content. Absolutely, Himanshu. You filter the audience for your product. Absolutely. Right? So to do that, first of all, you should have a piece of content and an engagement metric. So last week we did this, if you guys remember. So can somebody quickly type in the different pieces of content that we can have and the engagement that we can have for that piece of content? We did this last week. I just kept it over here because I thought this is important and I know most of us will forget. So piece of content and engagement, this is called engagement magnet. This helps us to understand the behavioral pattern of our audience. Let me just add an email So add an email as a piece of content. What is the engagement magnet for that, Lakshmi? Right? So piece of content is add an email. So if my piece of content is ad, what is my engagement? Once people see my ad, what do? They click on the ad, right? Once they get my absolutely Sandeep. Once they get my email, they click on the link. Once they see my ad, they click on the ad, come to my website, and website is piece of content. Engagement could be you can try your product, or you can download some content from it, or you can buy from it, right? Based on this, we will understand our audience, yes, Sandeep, absolutely. Mentality. And to understand that, we use lot of products like Google Analytics, Kissmetrics, or any product which gives data about website analytics, right? So website analytics is nothing but it gives you information of how people behave on your website, right? So piece of content is ads, engagement is click. If piece of content is landing page, it can be fill a form, try my product, download my app, download free content, and if it's email, could be click on the link also, right? Now, one question for everybody, right? So whatever you do on your website, right? So you will have a lot of people who come to your website. Do you think all the people who come to your website are your customers? No, absolutely. Let us assume right now, let's say Amazon. I think for past 2 3 days, Amazon is having some sale offer, right? So there could be some customers, right, who use Amazon only during offers. Oh yeah, Grand Indian sale. I could not just get the name. There's just too many sales. $1 billion, end of season, right? Just too many sales to remember these days. Now, I'm sure Amazon, lot of people will go and check out Amazon, right? But not everybody will buy. So definitely Amazon will track their behavioral pattern now and the past, and they must have understood that few of them come to Amazon only during discount offers, right? And few of them, they use Amazon for a lot of purpose. Few of them come to Amazon, see the price, and then they don't buy it from Amazon, right? So Amazon will have a clear segmentation of the audience based on their customers, browsing pattern on their website. Let us assume we get lot of offers, right, from flights, let's say from Maya, Cleartrip, Indigo, 100 rupees fare, 899 rupees fare, all that stuff from AirAsia, but they never actually give the source and the final place you want to land. They ask you to open the link, you go to their website, and then you have to enter from where you're traveling to where, and then you see a very different price altogether. It happens to a lot of us. We see some promotion from airline companies, right? We click on that, we go to the website, and whenever, trust me guys, I don't know what's happened with me, the place where I want to go, there is never offer. I've never used a flight offer in my entire life, right? But why do they do that? Have you ever tried? Instead of spending so much time on sending an email to you and asking them to come to your website, why can't they give all the pricing on the email itself? Why are they asking you to come to the website and then check? Have you ever thought about that? Basically, they want to know where you're traveling. To increase traffic of website, that's one. To track customer behavior. So what happens is once I go to the website, they have codes, JavaScripts, which they put in the source code of the website to track what am I looking for. And then maybe they will keep sending me offers or the best price available for that, duration which I have entered. That is called basically audience segmentation. You are trying to segment the, yes, not too many links, only one link, Abhishek. So if you have too many links, it will look shabby. Instead of spam, I will not even open so many links. So one link should be fine enough for you to actually go to the website, and over there you can make the customer play with your website by keeping them engaged, right? So this is what it is. So Engagement magnet gives you an insight on the behavioral pattern of the customer and helps you to segment your audience. Right? Now, there are two ways to do audience, right? To understand your audience and to show them the relevant content at the relevant time. The first way to target audiences, it is remarketing, not similar to remarketing, Sandeep. It is actually remarketing, if you say, right? So remarketing is you're trying to show your content or show your services or product to somebody who has previously shown an interest on that particular product or service. That's remarketing. Yes, absolutely. So in AdWords, it's a remarketing pixel. If you don't use AdWords, if you use some other thing, they have some other kind of pixel, but eventually the concept is same, right? So with AdWords, it's much more advanced to do remarketing because they have a very good tool of analytics, which you can actually link your AdWords to analytics and do remarketing automatically. Right, Sandeep? Yes, I agree with you. So there are two ways to do audience targeting. First is demographic targeting. You can use people's personal profile like their age, name, if you have the email address, right? So name, age, gender, and whether they are married or single or complicated, whatever, and their browsing, where they check in, all the stuff. So Facebook, I'm sure most of us use Facebook over here, right? There are so many options in Facebook for you to check in and then eating with whatever, drinking, single, complicated, engaged, married, all that stuff. Have you ever thought what will Facebook do with this? Why does when Facebook care whether you're engaged or married or you're going to some nightclub or some restaurant or you're going to some holiday? Have you ever thought you're giving so much information to Facebook, right? This information is definitely used to show relevant ads to you. Targeting, right, Abhijit? So if someone has got engaged recently, they can actually go and check, right? They will see a lot of ads of honeymoon. If you have posted engaged recently, you will get a lot of ads about your wedding gowns, wedding dresses, all that stuff. Lakshmi, yes, that's in pipeline. That WhatsApp marketing might start. That's in pipeline now, right? So if someone has got engaged recently, or if someone has become a parent recently, you can understand what I am saying. You will get absolutely relevant ads from there, right? Or if you have ever realized, right? If you have ever realized that if you want to go for a holiday, yes, Himanshu, yes, it helps to target the audience as per their behavior and also as per whatever you update. So how will they track your behavior? Basically on your status updates, logically, most of the time. And if you have realized, let us assume you want to go for a holiday, right? It might be a coincidence, but then you see a lot of posts of your friends who have actually gone on a holiday. So sometimes I feel Facebook is also playing with emotions of people. They try to show you, right, few things which you are already interested in and then show you relevant ads on that. That's called personal profile. Yes, Lakshmi. That's called affinity audience. They do that, right? So sorry, that's called similar audience. That's also in AdWords. If I say similar audience, it basically means show my product to anybody who's looking for a product which is similar to my product, right? Now that's personal profile. Then comes the other way that is called your official profile or business profile, mainly LinkedIn. I'm sure most of you know LinkedIn, right? So LinkedIn basically gives you information about a person's official or professional profile or business profile, right? Where you're working, right? What position, which domain, how many people work in your company, if you have any direct reportees, and then your colleagues also. It will show you people who viewed the profile of Praful, also viewed these profiles, right? That is called your professional profile. So this is one of the major or very good way to target audience based on the personal profile and professional profile. So there are few softwares, few CRMs. I think they are paid. One of them is Nimble.com. Let me ping it over here. Right. So Nimble.com, what it does is if you have a customer's email address, right? In all likelihood, the same email address will be used both for Facebook, for Google Plus, for LinkedIn, for Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram. In all likelihood, I am assuming. So if you have that email address and if you give it to Nimble, and with the same email address, if that customer has different accounts on social networking websites, it will collate all the information and give it to you at one go. So you don't have to go to Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest differently. It will give you all the segmentation at one go. It will give you their name, gender, workflow, everything at one place using Nimble.com. Similarly, there are a lot of other CRMs like Nimble which will aggregate and give you the combined information of a person's personal and official information together, right? And if you have that, you have a very hot lead. Agreed? If you have a customer's correct personal profile and correct professional profile, it's like a gold mine to you, right? Something which is there with Naukri or Monster, right? They have a very good information of personal and professional profile. Agreed? So people use Naukri and Monster to get database of people. Have you ever tried that? People who have So I was into outbound sales 6-7 years back. So we actually took a portal of Naukri and Monster just to get dump of people who work in corporates. Trust me, and it did wonders. Next come interest way to target. That is, you target ads to the people or send emails to the people based on the type of content published, consumed, or engaged by the customer. Right? How many of you know what is display network in AdWords? Does anybody over here know display network in AdWords? Lakshmi Series. Okay. Okay, great. So let me put the other way. How many of you do not know list of websites? Oh, okay. Okay, that's okay. You got the idea. How many of you do not know what is display network in AdWords? Add query say to Google. Not really, Vijay. No. So display network is nothing but people who are not sure. You go and you search something on Google, right? Have you realized you search something on Google? Absolutely, Priyanka. So that's called search network. Basically, show my ads only to people who are searching for a product which I can sell. Displays, if you realize, let's say you're on ESPN Cricket Info or IRCTC, Times of India, BBC, you see some ads showing to you randomly, or Facebook for that matter. You see some ads being shown to you randomly. You're not looking for those ads. Those ads are shown to you based on your previous browsing history, right? Or based on the website's relevance. So let us assume I am selling, let's say, sports gear, maybe sports basketball. I'm selling equipments to play, golf, cricket, whatever. Golf, cricket kit, stumps, gym equipments. Which site will I get better customer response? Basically, if I show my ads on sports sites like ESPN Crick Info, right, or maybe Crick Buzz or other sites relevant to sports, will I get a better response over there, or will I get a better response in something like a Doraemon or Chota Bheem? Which sites will I get better response on? Yeah, so Bijoy says yes. Basically, I'll get a better response on sites which are related to sports. Why? Because my customer base is of sports, similar audience. Absolutely. Same way, if I am, let's say I'm a corporate, I'm launching a IPO, I am looking for, talent from market, I'm looking for people for hiring spree, it makes sense to use LinkedIn rather than, Times of India, right? Because LinkedIn will have better reach than let's say Times of India or let's say Quick Info. That is called interest targeting. Type of content published, consumed, or engaged. Right? So there are two ways to target audience: demographic and interest. Demographic is personal profile and professional profile. Interest is type of content that is published. Publish is the website. The website is relevant to my product. Consume by the end customer, or engage, what the customer has engaged in the past. How to find the interest? You will have to, so there is no way to find it basically. So if you, let's say, use, right, the AdWords example, that's a very good tool. Over there, they have an option to show the ads to the people based on the interest, right? If you want to find it on your own, then you have to use some web analytics tool, something like, Google Analytics, or something like Kissmetrics, or, SEO Edge or Omniture. They will give you data, and this interest is basically found out based on people's browsing history on your website, or from where they have entered into your website. Right, Priyanka? So there are a lot of tools of web analytics which will help you. But if you're using, let's say, AdWords or Facebook, right? Over there, they have an option, or you have an option to show your ads based on interest, or show your ads based on interest plus remarketing list plus placements, and the ads will be shown automatically by system, right? All the others, is it clear? It was a good question by Priyanka. How to find the interest? Absolutely. So for PPC, it is done automatically by the companies. For this, you can use web analytics tool. Right? Pretty easy to follow, guys. Audience aggregation. Sounds interesting? Good, Bijoy. Thank you. Now, audience aggregation, why? So before even we proceed, let me try to give some examples on how to do audience aggregation, what it is and how to do it. Okay, so I may not change my screen for next half an hour or 15-20 minutes. So don't think that your screen is stuck. Just that I'm trying to give you examples. Uh, Let me give you an example of one of our clients. So this person who to whom we worked as a consultant was a leading speaker, trainer, trainer on something like corporate etiquette, business building skills, business networking skills, PT, art of living, alma mater, you say, and he had everything. So he was a very famous trainer. I don't want to give out names over here, and pretty expensive, usually a lakh or 2 lakhs for a 5-day course, right? So this person was showing his ads randomly across all these sectors, online, offline, whatever, wherever possible. But he was not really happy with the ROI. What is ROI? Return on investment, right? He was not able to understand, or he was not able to get really good audience because he was not sure, right, how to do some real good way of advertising. So he was using random advertising across all the channels, right? And there was no way to track for him how the response of the customers is. So then he approached us and he told us that, you know what, I'm okay to pay you a big fee of consultancy, but I want to get maximum exposure to my right kind of audience. Agreed? So to the right kind of audience, people who are actually interested or who can afford his services. There are two things. One is interested, second thing is afford, third thing is capability. So my interest is IIMs, for example, but can I get there? Depends if on my CAT exam. Can I afford it? Again, depends on my background, personal background. So we did research on his audience segmentation, on his past customer database, and understood that people who can use his training services, who can afford his training services, are basically people, right, who are the CEOs or CXOs, CEO, CFO, CTO of a big corporate, or they are at least a general manager, AVPs, VPs, project heads, project managers of big corporates, right? Corporates could be IT segment, textile segment, banking segment, BFSI, all the stuff. right? That's what we understood. And we also understood that people who are actually, mm, CEOs or CFOs of, let's say, a SMB. SMB is small and medium business with 30 people, 40 people, 50 people. They really, do not need these services. Even if they need, they would really not want to use his services for such a big expense. From big corporates, most of this fees is paid by the company itself, or people use this to build network and grow much faster in their life. Agreed? So this is what we understood, that his main customer base is, head honkos, hippos, highest paid person of office in mainly corporates with a size of, 5,000, 10,000 or more, the number of employees from different verticals. And then we understood that most of these people or most of this kind of audience, they fly a lot. Why? Because they have meetings. For example, one day they are in Gurgaon, and then they are in Pune, Bangalore, because they have different branches and they travel a lot. And when they travel, right, since most of them use their are sponsored by their company, since it's a big MNC, they usually travel right by flight. Okay, guys, till now it's clear. They usually travel by flight, and they usually take early morning flight or late night flight. That's the way we understood, right? And this was for Indian market. And then we understood that this is a time most of his target audience is free. What is the target audience? Big companies, head honkos, right from a AVP to project manager to somebody above that. And these people are usually free to attract their attention during flights based on the info, basically based on something which we did practically. Right? So this is something which I have done, right, with a client. So we understood, first you need to get data, Lakshmi. Without data, you really cannot work, right? Based on whatever he gave us, his previous data, right? So previous data, you have the name, gender, company, his current position, all that stuff, right? That's how we understood that. And I think if you have a database of 100, 150 customers, it's good enough to understand the mix, right? So then what we did was, we understood that most of this, no, this is a usual trend. So this is what I have understood from my experience in my office. It was pretty easy, Anand, because this data was given to us by the client itself. So when he approached us, we said, okay, we can help you, but we need your previous data, right? So what happens is, if you have guys have understood, data can be given by a lot of people, MISA, whatever. But somebody who can use the data, that's called business intelligence. You should know how to use the data. Same data can be used by 10 people in 10 different ways. Agreed? You should know how you can use the data for your own requirement, right? So what we did was, we understood that most of his customers are corporates who actually fly a lot. So instead of showing ads randomly, we use in-flight magazines. Yes, Lakshmi, absolutely. Yes, I did that. So based on that, we started showing ads about him. We started showing some really good stuff about him, about his teachings, his coaching, his mentorship. You get in-flight magazines. We started showing over there. And do you think it worked? Now, I'm not expecting 100% conversion. Absolutely. Could be showing in SpiceJet, could be showing in Indigo, any domestic airlines companies in the flight magazines. Great. So, Vijay, did you ever see any ad like this? You said that is ad showing in SpiceJet. Did you ever see an ad like that of some mentor or trainer? Oh, nice. Can you give the name of that person? Just in case. I'm just curious. Okay. Maybe Vijay forgot probably. No issues, Vijay. So, do you think this worked? It was better than previous one? Himanshu, yes, yeah, better. Not better, it was much, much better, right? So, I really can't give the figure, right? But as per that customer, now he was getting really genuine interested person who actually were looking to take up his course, right? So this is basically audience aggregation, right? So this example was used to make you understand that your ads or your content should be shown to relevant people. Then you will have a high chance of conversion. So last week, what I did was, first step is to attract the audience. Get as many people as possible on website. Once you get that, then you have to filter them, understand who can become your leads. That is audience aggregation, right? So let me give you one more example, right? Maybe something uh, very, very real life which happened to me almost 2 years back. So I have a friend, right, who owns a bakery. You know, bakery where they sell puffs, cakes, samosas, pastries, all that stuff, right? So I love eating veg food, right? So I usually used to go to his place. He's my college friend, just to do some time pass in the evening, right? When I had some time, I used to usually go to his office and we chat for a few minutes and few hours. So one day he said, right, that he wants to make his business more profitable. He wants to make his business more organized. And he asked me, can I help him by using some techniques of online marketing? He did not ask online marketing, some techniques of online marketing. Because marketing is marketing, you can use your techniques anywhere. I said, okay, let me try. Absolutely, Manju. Correct. Absolutely. Right? So let's come back to the bakery thing. So look at this example. Here I'm not using any content. Right? So I said, okay, let me try. And I told him, do you have any data or any information about your customer? He's like, no. Okay. I said something. So he said he has a bill book. In the bill book, he has the date of purchase, right? He has what the customer has purchased, let's say samosa, puff, pastries, chips, whatever. What has he purchased? How much quantity he has purchased, like 3 or 4 or whatever, and the final bill amount. That's one way. That's one bill. Second, if they have ordered cakes or any special chocolates or gifts, he has the name and phone number of the person who ordered and the name on the occasion of the person for whom the cake was made. You guys getting me? He had two kind of bills. One was he had the date, uh, the product the customer purchased, the total number of items, and the final bill amount. And second, for cakes and other special products, he had the date, name of the buyer, name of the person for whom the cake was made, and the event. And he said he had no data. I'm sure for people like us who are into online marketing, do you think he has no data or do you think he has some data which we can use to make his business better? Okay, Lakshmi Anand says yes. How about the rest? Do you think we have some data to make his business better? How? What we can do to make his business better? What can we do to make his business? How can we use his data? Absolutely, Lakshmi. We can. It can help him to build his inventory. Absolutely, Himanshu. I can use the date and I can send him messages with offers during, birthday, anniversary, whatever, right? And make it look more personal, right? Agreed? And Lakshmi was very correct. I can know the products they consume, which will help me to make my inventory. Ticket size. Okay. So inventory, right? So every rupee saved in my wastage is the money I make logically. Seasonality of demand. Absolutely, Abhishek. Yes. Now you guys are able to get the concept. Absolutely. Right? Apart from this, right, there might be some products which I think are very, very good. right? But they are not selling. Happens? Something which you think are very, very good are not selling. So now I should know the reason why they're not selling. Maybe they are not visible. Possible? Maybe the way I have kept my stock, this really good, cookies or whatever are not visible, right? Or I can ask my sales guys to, you know, give this as a promotion to my customers who come very, very often, right? Plus, what I can do is for my future marketing, I can have an automated CRM. Absolutely, Himanshu. So what I can do is, whichever customers comes from now, I can start taking their name, right, and phone number if they can give it to me. Why? So that I can start sending them some free discount offers or free offers of promotions. And if they stay nearby to my, bakery, I can also start giving them free home delivery option for a bill of more than 100 or 200. Agreed? So this data I can use it for my inventory and lot of other ways. Agreed? Now do you think he has no data? That guy was stupid logically, right? And when he opened one more store in a different part of the city where I live in, he started using this from day one, right? Definitely the data was very different because the audience mix in the other part of my city was much different. But the technique was same. Got it? So this is how you have to understand your audience behavior, right? So let me give you one more example, right? Very, very different from what we usually think, right? I have my second or third brother, my cousin brother, right? So my cousin brother has a business of, high-tech windows and doors. Not the normal doors and windows, uh, windows with aluminum, stapling and some brass kind of designs on it, right? Something with sensors, right? And which has, glass designs on it, like marble designs, water painting, all the stuff on the windows. And doors, the glass doors with automatic sensors, and doors which looks beautiful, which can match with the color of the paint, all that stuff. Something which is much expensive than the normal doors and windows. Just to keep you very simple, something which is expensive, which can be bought only for people who believes in art, right? And we all love art, but only if you can afford, we become art lovers, logically, right? If you say you're art lover, then definitely, and you have an art collection, definitely you are rich. You have loads of money, right? So this guy, after like 15, 20 months of his business, he had around 50, 60 customers. Now, it was a big challenge for him to find more customers. So what he did, he started going to a lot of these real estate companies, infra companies, all the companies which are into, flat development, independent villas development, but they were really not interested in his product because that was actually increasing the cost price, right? So builders, they always want to reduce the cost as much as possible. Agreed? So that they can sell it to people at a price which is affordable and also keep a high margin. So he was tired of going to these real infra companies. Nothing was happening. One day, right, he realized. So he had a very good habit. After every installation of his, windows and doors at any customer's house, he used to personally go to this customer's house, right, for a feedback. How it is. Do you like this? You want something more, to build more rapport, right? So he had been to all his 50, 60 customers' house in past 1 year. And one day while sitting, when we were chatting, he realized that all his customers have at least one expensive car. When I say expensive, something which is more than 20 lakh rupees. Like a Fortuner, Audi, right? Or maybe Superb, a BMW, a Mercedes, right? One super expensive Ultra Lakshmi. I did not do that. This is something which my friend or my this guy did it, brother did it. Observation. So I did not do nothing. This is something he told me. So this came out as a story when we were sitting and chatting, right? So this was his observation. So whenever he was going to a person's house, when you go to a person's house, you see, right, what's nearby, observation. And this guy, since he used to go take feedback, a very good habit he had, he observed this, right? His, as rightly said by Abhijit, observation. Absolutely, Bajai. Absolutely, Bijoy. Absolutely. You got it right. So what he did was, he understood that all his customers have at least one expensive car, right? Something more than 20 lakh rupees. So then he realized, instead of going to all these real estate companies, companies with infrastructure development, all that stuff, and spending money and time over there, he went to all these car dealers. And it's not that difficult to get database. In India, if you have the contacts and if you have some money, database can be exchanged very easily. I hope you guys agree with me, right? So he got a database of all the customers who had at least one expensive car recently bought, right? And then he started calling them, approaching them. And what he did, he also had reference of other 50 customers who were all happy with his service. Now again, you have to also build rapport with your previous customers to give them positive reviews. Remember last session we discussed good reviews about your product. That's a very big factor to influence the buying thing. So he understood that people who have at least one expensive car, they do not really mind spending on something they like, spending a bomb on something they like if the product is very, very unique, different, and good and better than the normal houses. And do you think this actually worked for him? It did. Instead of wasting time on all these real estate companies, in 1 year from 50, he almost grew to 450 customers, 500 customers. Then I don't know what happened because this was just a casual talk. We once met up during a wedding, right? He was my far off brother from cousin brother. So this came as a conversation for me. And I just remembered this, that this is one way of audience segregation, right? So the idea to give you these three examples was to understand that do not think it's very technical, right? Try to use it like a normal life. For example, in our house, right? Very simple example. We have our mother, sister, wife, whatever, even husbands for that matter, brothers. They cook food for us, right? And this food is cooked logically, keeping the audience taste in mind, right? So let's say, absolutely, Alan, you need to be very sharp in observation. Otherwise, no data is good, right? If you want to make use of data, you need to be really smart enough to really, really aggregate it smartly. For example, my mother exactly knows, right, what everybody eats, right? So she will actually buy stuff which can be finished by everybody. Instead of, getting some food which has high protein, high this, that doesn't matter because we will not like it. Do you think we will eventually eat that if we don't like it? So my mother or my wife or my sister knows what we like, and that's what they give it to us when we are actually eating lunch or dinner. That's what all of us do, right? In our family. That's logic audience aggregation. Giving people what they want based on similar characteristics of your audience. Understood? Any doubts on this? Pretty simple to understand. If you know this, then the entire session is very, very easy to understand. Right? The whole idea I did not go to next slide was just by slides you will not understand. No, but you need to have the consent, definitely. That's the reason a lot of these sites they have this option to subscribe, right? That's why we have option to subscribe. In fact, even let's say Google or Facebook, they have an option of cookies, privacy, content, all the stuff. We just accept it. They just have too much, they have this terms and conditions, which is very huge. One of there will be, can we use this data somewhere? And we usually agree to it, right? You can unsubscribe. Nobody, or you can market spam, logically, right? You can market spam also. But definitely all these big companies, social media advertisement, again, right? Social media advertisement will definitely work. So if you use Facebook, there are a lot of options of privacy, right? Now, Facebook, as a condition when you open the account, they give you a condition wherein they can show ads to you, right? Again, Facebook and all will never share your email address with its customers. Even Google will never share your personal information with its customers. They will use that data to show relevant ads, but nobody can see your personal email address unless you give the consent, right? Same way, even if LinkedIn or Twitter, people cannot see your personal information unless they become your friend. Can you see my information unless you become my friend or unless I make it public? Abhijit, can you see my email address in LinkedIn or Twitter unless I give? Got it? Okay. This is what I was talking about, right? So privacy issues are definitely there. Otherwise, uh, all these companies will face a lot of legal issues, right? Cool. So pretty clear, everybody. People who have been quiet. Let me go one by one. So Bijoy is there, Abhijit, Abhishek, Alisa. Alisa, have you been very quiet? It's pretty understood to you, Alisa? Great. Anupama, Bharat, Bhumika, Mansi, Mukund, Pavan, Priyanka, Ritu, Rishi, Sridhar, Sandeep. Great. Guys, sorry to keep using them just to make sure that you guys are, interacting. I know it's very tough to sit and, understand. At least I sleep off usually. Great. Now, audience aggregation, what and why? Why do we do this? First, where does audience aggregation fits in? First of all, you need to build your online presence or reach. So you use SEO. What is SEO? Search engine optimization. You use ads, email, social media, all that stuff, right? To first of all build our reach and our online presence, which we did last week. Once the online presence is built, you can, do audience aggregation and make leads or make leads from online presence directly. It depends on the customer behavior. And from this lead, you will actually make sales, right? And how do you understand audience aggregation or audience pattern of behavior? So basically, audience aggregation means trying to understand similar features of your customer, right? So you use tools like Google Analytics, right? Kissmetrics, all the stuff, or you use tools like, to optimize your existing conversions. So I'm sure most of you who are working somewhere will have some or have your own business will have some data of your existing customer, right? So it's very simple for people to understand that if you take a dump in Excel, if you have your customers information, if you take a dump in Excel, you can make something called pivot tables, right? You guys know what is this tables called? Pivot tables, pivot. So pivot tables gives you very, very good way to do audience aggregation, right? People who do not know, just go to, YouTube and look for pivot tables. Very, very good way to, have a data classification. If I have more than, let's say, 10,000 rows and 10,000 data, I can use pivot tables. Lifeline Sales Manager. Absolutely. Yes. That's the lifeline. So I did not knew this until like 2, 3 years back. So I was mainly into Google spreadsheet. So when I was working as a vendor in Google, we could not really use any office equipments. But pivot table is the amazing tool. Definitely. Lifeline of Sales Manager. Right? This is where audience aggregation fits in. Right? So you can have audience aggregation in every part of life, especially in politics. So this is a newspaper called NPabla. NPabla. It is a Russian newspaper, almost 70 years old, almost one not no, almost 100 years old actually. This is 1912, right? So they were using it for, Russian Revolution, all that stuff which happened. And now they also have a online website, something like Times of India, and they have more than 5 million followers on their online website. Absolutely. Okay. Lakshmi, what is House of Cards? I'm so sorry. Okay. And what is House of Cards? Is it like a TV show? Okay, I'm not sure. Net W Fix. Oh, okay. Political show. Great. Got it. Something like this. I'm sure we all know the way Narendra Modi used, you know, online media, different ways of digital marketing. It was hardly ever used the way it was used by Modi, right? And now, even now, he is using this. Prashant Kishore, absolutely. Something which was done even by Trump, right? Definitely. Before even Modi did it, so there was a CM in Andhra Pradesh, right, called N. Chandrababu Naidu. If you guys know this name, Naidu, he was the first one to actually start using online stuff to showcase his achievements, right? So there was one CM in Andhra Pradesh who actually made Hyderabad as a IT city, Naidu, right? He is still not tech savvy. So his last elections, he actually did a virtual election even before he gave his MP seats, right? So he understood what his audience actually wanted. So even before he gave tickets to his MLAs, he made a virtual election to understand which of his MLA, right, would actually be has the highest chances of winning. Who set up Google then? Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Ritu. Google, Microsoft, Dell, they all came during his when he was a chief minister. Right? So it's their complete audience aggregation. Audience aggregation on Facebook. So you can also use Facebook to understand your audience aggregation. See, like first topic you can use to give it updates. Say hello to our new offices in Sydney, Australia. So if someone clicks on this, basically it means that this person is in Sydney, Australia, and they are looking for inbound solutions in Australia or Sydney. Right? This is one way of tracking the customer's behavior to Facebook. Second thing is Facebook is cracking down on like bait, frequently circulated content and spamming links. So if someone clicks on this, they're looking for some solutions on Facebook spam, how to avoid spam on Facebook. This message, only 9 days until the world's largest webinar, have you registered yet? So this, if I click on this, basically I'm looking for a webinar on inbound marketing solutions, right? So it says Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn. Sorry, Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn, right? Reveal the secrets behind social media. Okay. All audience against politics. How many of you have seen this page, India Against Corruption, on Facebook? Does anybody have seen this? Okay, Abhishek, great. So very few people say yes. This is a good batch. Oh, wow. So they already have more than 1.4 million followers, right? So this was mainly launched for during this Lokpal bill, right? So if again they want to start this Lokpal bill, do they have to start again fresh? No, they already have 1.4 million followers. So this data can be used when they launch a campaign once again, right? Same way, let's say Modi. Do you think Modi will fight the elections once again in 2019? He should, in all likelihood. So he already has an audience database. He will not have to start fresh, right? That's why they are using this online, portals, online social media sites to showcase the achievements and to get similar audiences on to follow them, right? Audience aggregation on Twitter. Okay, what is the biggest advantage of Twitter? Can anybody tell me? So Twitter definitely is a very powerful tool. We all agree on that. Which feature of Twitter is very good as per you? Hashtags? Absolutely. It highlights things. And apart from this, does anybody over here use Twitter? No segmentation. Influencers. Okay. So what do you think is one of the something which you like about Twitter? Follow you as per interest, targeting. There is one feature called retweet, direct interest targeting. Absolutely. What is retweet? Can anybody tell me? Share again. No, retweet is sharing of tweet, and it basically means all my followers will see this, right? This is the biggest advantage. You can actually, if I do a retweet of let's say Abhishek or Abhijit or Priyanka, and if I have 500 followers, all the 500 people will see my tweet and then you guys will become famous. This is one of the biggest advantage of Twitter. And secondly, as you rightly said, it will show to all the followers. So it's much easier to become viral, right? You can become viral very, very quickly in Twitter. Yes, you're correct, Bijoy. Again, LinkedIn is used by, so if you say the audience base, LinkedIn has much less people than Twitter, active people, right? Reason being, LinkedIn has a very niche audience. It's only for business professionals. Twitter is for a wide variety of interests, logically, right? And Twitter can become viral much quickly than LinkedIn just because of the customer base, right? So let us see this example of AskGeek. So AskGeek is the handle name. So Vipul, he says that he had an awesome time at DroidCon India. Super 2 days, met lots of interesting folks, left with an ear-to-ear grin for obvious reasons. So what happens? He's trying to say good things about DroidCoin, right? HasGeek done a retweet. So all the followers of HasGeek, so they are more than 117 following and 4356 followers of HasGeek. So all the 4356 followers will now see good things written about DroidCoin by Vipul. And then there is a reply from this company, DroidCon India, and DroidCon India gets a mention in the Hindu. Again, a retweet by HasGeek. Then Soham, he again writes good thing about DroidCoin. Had the best time about DroidCoin, all those jazz. So what is happening? Suddenly DroidCon or DroidCon India is just getting famous, right? And then there's a big tweet by Varun Kumar Nagarajan at the rate Jackerhack. So Jackerhack is one more handle. On a scale of 1 to 10, most of ASCII conferences would get 8 to 10. I would give 3 for Dr. Dobbs. Over here, 2 advantage. So all the followers, so Jackerhack might also see this from Varun Kumar and ASGeek is also seeing this. So if both of them do a retweet, all the followers of Jackerhack and ASGeek will see a good thing about, DroidCon or ASGeek. Yes, and then LinkedIn is very, very expensive. It is expensive. Absolutely. Almost 3 times of normal AdWords ads. Trust me. Then, so you can do audience aggregation through, on politics, on Facebook, on Twitter, through email also. You see the 2 links over here, right? So the first link basically will straight away go to the main website and subscribe. The second thing is basically we go to a blog. From the blog, the person will read and then subscribe. So based on this, you will understand your audience what they actually want, right? Why do you aggregate an audience? The biggest reason that you need to have audience aggregation is to support your content marketing efforts, right? You should know how to market your content or you should know how to best use the content, right? For this, audience aggregation is important. You guys agree with me? So the content that you will show to somebody who is 18 years old and to somebody who is 28 years old to somebody who's 44 years old will be different, or somebody who stays in India, somebody who stays in South India, North India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Australia, male, female will be different. So that is the reason you have to support your content marketing. For that, audience aggregation is very, very important. So have a base set of audience to promote your content, right? Second thing is engage potential customers over long term if they are not ready to buy it. Remember last week I told most of us who are online are in the mode of doing a research. Not many are actually thinking of buying something, right? So basically, what are you doing? You're trying to engage, right? Customers over long term. Right now, they are not ready to buy, but I'll keep them engaged so that they can buy in future. Create more opportunities to convert. The biggest example is almost all of you who are sitting with me over here, you did not, enroll for this course at one go. You first were looking for online marketing course. You saw a list of websites. You did your research. Then you came to website of Digital Vidya. Someone must have spoken to you through chat or email or whatever. Then you got email with content. Then you got a link for free webinar registration, right? Maybe Kapil or someone took that registration, right? And then they gave you a free webinar, and then you actually came over here. Point of contact, okay. Pick the one with the highest page rank. But Abhishek, there will be a lot of sites will come on top. After that, somebody can keep you engaged, right? That's the point I'm talking about. They kept you engaged through their, content, free training, free webinar, right? So I'm sure most of you must have gone through a free session with Kapil or somebody before you actually enroll for this course, right? So what we did, we gave ourselves more opportunities to convert my existing leads, right? Wow, Bijoy, this is the guy's best example. For 7 months, Bijoy was looking and then he converted, right? So it can happen, right? That's why you should never ever leave your customer. Always try to keep them engaged. Probably Bijoy would have gone with some other website if our website would not have kept him engaged. Wow, that's a lot of time, Sandeep. So guys, this is something which you guys can learn within yourself. Sandeep 1.5 year, Bijoy 7 months. So you have to engage your potential customers, right, over time if they're not ready to buy it. And it's not expensive. Your content is there. You have to have automated CRM and keep sending them content as and when as per their previous browsing history. It should be, Abhishek, it should be. So I'm not sure, right? But maybe for a different course, I'm not sure. Right? Let me check with somebody on this. Right? Maybe the tool of analytics and all this stuff, right? They're all linked, right? So maybe not all the customers are converted. So it's a very tricky area. Do I stop it? Because not all the customers who have come through your path. Maybe the list of remarketing was done on the browsing history or something like that. Not everybody is probably converted, right? Whether research or buying based on what they do, right? So most of them are not for buying. If they want to buy, they straight away go and add to cart and they will buy, right, Anand? So if they are reading, spending some time on the website, going to some other link, they're doing everything except doing add to cart or whatever, except trying to ask the right kind of questions. It's mainly a mode of research. If you want to buy, you will straight away ask about the price and buy. If you're not doing that, that means they're doing a research, right, Anand? And we assume, so that's our assumption, that almost 90% of their our customers are doing research. Based on that assumption only, we show our ads, right? So this is the main reason for audience aggregation, to support your content marketing efforts, right? And to engage your future customers over long term if they're not ready to buy it. How? Because you have to create more opportunities to convert. Okay? Audience irrigation cycle. So it's same like fields. You have a land, you put some soil, you harvest it, right? Same way. So you have audience, right? From there you do audience aggregation. Then you nurture your leads by showing them the right and relevant content. Once the content is shown to the right person at the right time, then you harvest, right? Like if you want to have a good harvest, you put the right soil, right amount of water, right season, right? Right crop. That's how you will have your field nurtured. Then you get harvest. Same thing is with audience aggregation cycle. What it is, so you have audience and you have content marketing. So all your audience will see content marketing. It will go back to audience. Again, the audience will see content marketing, right? So for content marketing, lead harvesting through call to action, and for audience, lead harvesting through inbound interest. Inbound interest is basically what they show interest on when they actually browse your website, right? This is audience aggregation model. Why to support content marketing, right? So there's a quick sprout email promotion. So I'm sure most of you know who's Neil Patel, famous bloggers, right? Famous speakers, bloggers, trainers. DSI or DSIM, Vijay? Okay, yeah. A lot of issues right now, right? Inbox full with Neil emails. Yeah, so Neil is a famous blogger, right? Who gives a lot of business solutions. So there's one email with Neil sent to Manas. So Manas is a guy who worked with us to understand how different people do inbound marketing. So look at this email promotion subject line: how content length affects ranking and conversions, right? So basically, just by the subject line, you will understand that. Sure, Priyanka, what's your question? Please ask. Please ask. Guys, 1 minute. Okay, Priyanka has a question. Let's first complete it. How can we become freelance content writers? Okay, uh, good question. So I, how can we freelance? You can yeah, you can actually go to a lot of websites like freelance.com is one site, right? Freelance.com or freelanceprojects.com or Odex or Elance, whatever. Over there you can go and register. Freelancer.com will work definitely, Ritu, right? So you can go to the website, but what I would suggest is, right? Uh, what I would suggest is first open a blog, right, Priyanka? And let's see how many followers you have in the blog. Instead of even be trying to become a content writer, work on your blog, write good stuff over there, and you can actually make money through AdSense. So a lot of companies will approach you because you have a lot of followers to show ads on your website. That is a better way of making money than writing content. Write a content for your own website. That's my whole idea. Pick up some subject which you are interested in, and that's it. So, and everyone page, primary reputation are seeking. Yes, right, Abhijit. This email came on the primary inbox. The reason being, we had subscribed for it. Priyanka, no, no. You can, if you want it on your name, let's say priyanka.com, then you will have to go with a hosting solution. If you use, Blogspot, bloggers.com, all this stuff, that's for free, right? But if you want to have your own unique domain, then you can actually buy a domain and a hosting solution. And I would advise to have something, right, for people to actually have a following. Otherwise, you will not have enough followers. Even for subscribers, them all seems to be going promotions, even though it's plain text. Hmm. Probably Abhishek. But for us, or you can check my inbox, right? Look at this. Most of them, there's a magic break is coming in inbox because I have subscribed for it, right? So if people, unless it comes from a different email address. Let's say if it's like the email is like sales or marketing to this. No, no, no. I have a very bad blog, Abhijit. Could be, Abhijit. Could be, could be. I'm not sure. Unless I see it, I'm not sure. Right? So Abhijit, I had a blog which I stopped writing now because of lack of time. Right? That blog is an example of what not to do. It's a very, very bad blog. Right? Something which you should never do in a blog. It talks about everything. Right from YouTube videos to Bollywood to cricket, about everything. Right? So your blog should be theme wise just to have your own followers. Right? Or you can also use, this tool of Twitter to use audience aggregation. Look at this, Kissmetrics Twitter promotion. 5 reasons email marketing crushes social media marketing for B2B. And then it also says, official Kissmetrics Twitter account. Our online software helps online business turn analytics into insights. All that stuff, right? So Twitter is a very good platform for a lot of things. HubSpot Facebook promotion. Okay, this is very important. What is this content? Let us see. Landing pages are the secret sauce to lead generation. Yeah, sorry, someone wants to talk to somebody? I just heard someone talking. Maybe mistake. Guys, we'll take a break in next 10 minutes, okay? Don't worry. I know it's getting thoda zyada. 10 minutes we'll take a break, okay? After we finish this concept. Fair enough? Okay. Now, what I was talking is HubSpot Facebook promotion. Now, looking at this slide, we kind of make it out that HubSpot is trying to give us solutions on landing page makeovers, right? So it says landing pages are the secret source of lead generation. Check out these 3 real life landing page makeovers before and after. And this is a proper Facebook promotional page, right? Now let's go to the next page. Now, next page, if you read the content of all these 4 things, they are almost similar. Now, my question to you is, why would I make 4 different contents, or why would I spend time to make 4 different contents which are similar or almost same in meaning? Why would I do that? A/B testing? No, but they are same. Abhishek. Mobile, laptop, iPad, very close, Abhijit, very close. Very close. Apart from that. Okay, Abhishek. Content expression is different. No, it's almost same. The moment you Priyanka is almost there. Social media adverts. What do you mean by Priyanka? Okay, let me explain. The logic behind this is absolutely Priyanka. So Priyanka got it absolutely right. Every social media has its own structure. Right in Facebook, in not algorithm, this is just to ensure that I can show my content across all the social media platforms. Right? Let's say for Facebook, they want a very less content and they want bigger images, if you have realized on the Facebook fan page. On Twitter, I can't show any images, I can only show 140 characters, right? Let's say my blog, I can write about something altogether straight away. Let's say Google Plus, they want the content and a very small, write up on the stuff. Agreed? Every social media has its own UI and own limitations, right? This is why I try to make different patterns of the same content. Agreed? So if I want to show my content across different social media platforms, it's called content spraying. Okay? It's called content spraying. That is spraying my content across all the different social media channels. Right? And trying to use the same content across different channels is called content repurposing. So in nutshell, this is called content repurposing and spraying. What is spraying? Using all the possible social media channels. That's content spraying. Content repurposing is trying to use the same content across different social media channels. This is content repurposing and spraying, which you will use eventually everywhere in case you work on live campaigns, right? You cannot keep making content differently for different channels, but you almost similar, Rishi, almost similar, right? Just a different way of wording it. Replanting and repurposing are almost, you can use it interchangeably, right? Okay, so it's the same meaning. So what is content repurposing? Trying to use the same content across multiple social media channels. Content spraying is spraying your content across the web wherever possible. That's pretty clear. This is a very important part of online marketing because content is like gold mine. So Lakshmi, this is called content spraying. What is this? I'm trying to spray my content or use all the available social media platforms to show my content, right? Be it Facebook, my own blog, Google Plus page, Twitter, wherever possible. This is called content spraying. Now, mass marketing, no, don't get confused. So mass marketing, one part of mass marketing can be content spraying. Mass marketing can also be showing SMS, using YouTube mash heads, everything. That's also mass marketing. One part of mass marketing can be content spraying, right? So if my ads are shown on, let's say, YouTube first page, mash heads, it's mass marketing, right? But is it content spraying? No. Right, Lakshmi? Are you able to get the difference now? Content spraying basically means trying to use all the available social media platforms to show my content. And definitely I would not want to make different content. So what I do is same content, I'll just try to tweak a bit, maybe make it lower, make it smaller, or slightly more, give better explanations. That is called content repurposing, right? In a nutshell, content repurposing is using the same content across different social media channels, and spraying is using it. Okay, guys, pretty clear for everybody? What is content repurposing and spraying? You may have to use it when you actually work, right? Great. So you can also use LinkedIn to promote, right? LinkedIn is a very famous way. So you can use Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever to do audience aggregation, right? So guys, let's take a quick break now, right? When we come back, we can start this thing, how to engage potential customers over long term. We just finished how to support the team of content marketing. Once we come back, we'll understand how to engage your potential customers over long run, right? How long you want the break? 20 minutes? Okay. So let's meet by 11:55. Okay. Great guys. Great stuff. See you. Have your coffee, tea, walk, everything. Come back fresh and we'll chat once again. Okay. Thank you very much for showing your interest. See you in 20 minutes, guys. Hi guys, welcome. Are we all logged in now? Back from break, all fresh? Okay then, if we are logged in, let's start, right? So until now, whatever we have discussed, is it pretty clear? So my idea is to let you know the logic. You can use different tools, different mediums to get this, but if your logic is strong, then you can use whatever you want to, right? So any questions or something which you want to ask in whatever we discussed in the first half? Well, I don't see any chat, so I take it no for an answer. Okay. So now let us understand how can we engage our potential customers over long term, right? For that, first step is you need to know the state of your future customers. Basically, guys, if you want, you can make a note of these slides, right? Any which ways, this will be shared with you. But if you can have a quick note if you want to, because these points are actually important. Okay. So to know the state of your potential customers, you should know if the customer knows about the opportunity. Opportunity would be online marketing. Why should anybody use online marketing? Or if, let's say, Paytm 2 months back, they gave people an opportunity why they should go cashless. So your customer should know about the opportunity of why they should use the service or product that you are offering. Then aware of your product. Is he or she stuck at the buying stage? The next important thing is, do they trust your brand, right? So I'm sure right now there's so many applications for, uh, applications for you to make online payments, your Paytm wallet or whatever. But most of us usually go with Paytm, right? Or MobiKwik or whatever because of the brand trust, right? And then they have a sense of urgency for purchase. So you will push them to purchase by creating a sense of urgency. So you need to know the state of your potential customers, right? Once you know that, you can plant and nurture your ideas. How? By by making sure your customer knows about the opportunity, is aware of your product. If he's stuck at the buying stage, what is stopping him from buying? If they're not sure of the brand, how can you build the trust for your brand and create a sense of urgency for purchase? There are few ideas which you can push to your customer, right? So that they can go ahead and use your product or services. And this is how you create various opportunities for your customers to convert, right? This is a question which a lot of people ask. How can I create opportunities? By doing this the right way, right? Any questions on this? Not really. Great. If you want, you can make a note of this. I'll hold on in the meanwhile. Okay, sure. So I'll repeat one more time, Himanshu. So this is basically how to engage your potential customers over long term. For that, you will have to understand the state of your potential customer. And once you get this stage, you have to plant and nurture your ideas. How? By first understanding whether your customer knows about the opportunity, right? Something like, 2 months back, the opportunity was to go cashless. Why cashless? Or why online marketing? Why inbound marketing? Then, is he or she aware of your product? They know about the opportunity, they are aware of your product, they are stuck at the buying stage. They're not able to decide. Why? Could be they don't trust your brand. They have some questions which are in their mind, right? So you have to answer all those blocking questions about your brand, about the terms and conditions, everything, and then create a sense of urgency for them to purchase. This is called planting and nurturing ideas. Right, Himanshu? Is it clear now? How do we do that? That's the next step. And why do we do that? Guys, remember this funnel of marketing which we discussed in the first session? People first should be aware of your product, then they should consider, have a preference, take action to buy, and then become loyal customers. You see from left to right, first they see your product or your ad. That's called eyeballs. To buyers. The funnel is shrinking, right? From big size, it keeps on shrinking. So the whole idea of trying to keep your customer engaged is to refunnel your dropouts, right? People may suddenly stop, if you're, let's say, using Uber, suddenly stop using Uber. You book Ola. Why? Maybe Ola has a better promotion, right? So you refunnel your dropouts by keeping your customer engaged for a long time. That's called refunneling the dropouts, or funnel dropouts is something which will do by keeping your customers engaged over the long term, right? How do you refunnel the dropouts? Next question. Convince the customer about the opportunity, right? Educate them about the usage of your product. Okay. Remove barriers. Incentivize the usage. Reward loyalty. Create a sense of urgency and trigger purchase action. Now, let us go one by one. Convince about the opportunity. Why should you do this? Or let's say 10 years back, there were a lot of institutes offering English speaking courses. People who are of my age, maybe of 30s or late 20s, they will know. Because of the boom in call center industry, there were a lot of institutes which had opened about English speaking classes, phone etiquette. The way now we have online courses, you used to have courses on, Russell spoken English, call center, phone etiquette. So they were convincing about the opportunity that you get a lot of jobs. Then educate about the usage of your product, right? A very classic example we will learn is about Google AdWords, how they educated the users and removed all the barriers, right? Then comes incentivize the usage or reward loyalty. This can be clubbed or can be two different things also. Let's say for, depending on your product or services, let's say for Uber or Ola, or let's say for any, let's say Max or whatever, right? They may say if you buy so much, we will give you, you know what, next 3 rides 30% off. Or from Ola, right now they have a promotion. If you book 4 rides, the fifth ride, sixth ride will be 200 rupees, something like that. So what am I doing? I'm trying to incentivize the usage, right? Reward loyalty. That is, maybe you can ask them to refer this app to some of your friend and you get one free ride free. That is, you're trying to reward the loyalty. For a Max or Lifestyle, they do both. Based on your card, the more you use, the more cashback you get. That is, again, you're trying to incentivize the usage and also trying to reward the loyalty. Online products could be offline also, right? For example, right? Let us assume I want to go, right? Or I want to go to a new restaurant, right? I'm not sure what they serve, right? And whether it is good or not, and how expensive it is, the pricing. So what they do on their website, they educate about the kind of food that they have, right? And also they might give the menu, and also they might say whether we include service tax, yes or no, and also they can include whether kids are allowed or not. So a lot of these restaurants, they also have clubs inside that, so kids are not allowed. So all these questions might come, so they might use this on their website itself, right? So it can also be for a different product altogether. Basically, you're trying to give information about what is your product or your service all about and trying to remove all the questions that the customer might get, right? For example, let's say I open a new clinic altogether, a new hospital, right? So what is the it's all about? We might give all the services, right from X-ray to a heart specialist. So I include everything in my brochure or website, right? And then they might have questions about which doctor got it, right, Lakshmi? Yeah, but we will mainly talk about online because this course is all about online marketing, right? And the rest, are you guys clear? So incentivize usage and reward loyalty can be used for both. Trust our product, we will learn this now. Okay, Lakshmi? Mainly, you can build the trust, right? In simple example, when people talk good things about you, something which we have experienced, how will you trust a brand? When testimonials, reviews, and also once when you use it, you get a very good experience. Now, you cannot expect 100% customer rate of satisfaction, but even if it's 80 to 90% or 70%, if it's good for you, it's fair enough for you, right? Cool. So Reward loyalty and how to incentivize the usage. It's pretty simple. Create a sense of urgency. So people over here, we've seen they took 7 months, 14 months to take this course. What we do, we see, let's say in Amazon or online companies, last 2 days of offer, 4 products remaining. We see that, right? Or flight offers, right? Jan 26 flight offer, book from so and so and get 500 rupees discount. That's the, you're trying to create a sense of urgency for them to buy right now, or else you will miss the offer. And then trigger the purchase action could be like click now, buy now, right? Try our product. Basically a call to action for them to use your services. Pretty clear on this? How to refill the dropouts, right? Let us see some examples on this now. So convince about the opportunity. This is an email, or this is one of the posts of HubSpot posted by Rick Burns. So what is this? Look at the subject line. Inbound marketing and the new next phase of marketing on the web. Remember 2008 when the entire world market was going through a mayhem? We had global recession, economy was falling down, jobs were going away, right? Bijoy says yes. Okay, even I was a part of that, right? So that time, what HubSpot did is they understood that lot of companies, right? They want to cut down on their spending habits, right? So what they did, they found an opportunity and they started convincing people that they should now move to search advertising, or in other sense, inbound marketing solutions. Got it? So look at the first paragraph. After a high above 14,000 last year, the Dow is now thrashing around well below 9,000. The US government is spending over $700 billion to buy unprecedented stake in the nation's largest bank. Now look at the last paragraph, right? Last second. And just like last time, these changes are laying the foundation for a new, more efficient method of internet growth. So second paragraph, last line, what is it saying? It's saying that because of all this, there are some changes to be made. What is those change? In 2001, when the last downturn began, businesses began shifting some of their marketing dollars to search engine advertising. Now, what is search engine advertising? Basically, for people to come search and then you will try to show them their ads. Other way of putting inbound marketing solutions, right? So now, what are they saying? There is an opportunity because things have changed. Because of recession, people should shift to search engine advertising and inbound marketing solutions. And does HubSpot offer these solutions? No prizes for guessing this. It does, right? And this is how they were first trying to convince about the opportunity of why you should move to search engine or inbound marketing solutions. This is how you convince about the opportunity. Like, we got a lot of emails last 2 months from, sites like M-Pesa, MobiQuick, whatever, why to go cashless. Absolutely, they did not mention anything about the product. First thing is they want people to be convinced, yes, this is the opportunity. So people will go online and look for this kind of stuff, search engine advertising, inbound marketing solutions. And definitely HubSpot also expects people to see that time. And the moment people see, HubSpot will be right over there, right? And people will click on HubSpot and then they will, get more and more information. One more thing. So we all know Twitter, right? So until few years back, even for me, Twitter was just a social networking platform to check live updates of people whom I follow, right? HubSpot then understood that Twitter can also be used to make sales. So this is what they put there on the website by Juliet Kopecky. How sales can use Twitter to connect with more prospects. Look at this once again. They are not saying anywhere use HubSpot. They're only trying to convince you about an opportunity of a service that HubSpot can provide. But they're not telling use HubSpot. After getting this, it doesn't look like anywhere like a sales thing to be marked as spam. It's just information sharing and people who read this will slowly move to HubSpot. And look at this content. What it is trying to make people understand that yes, Twitter can be used to be connect or to can be used for sales to connect with more customers, right? So look at the content. It's pretty easy to find marketing applications for Twitter, right? But what about sales applications for the little bluebird? So there are a lot of companies which are giving applications for marketing for Twitter, but nobody's offering a sales application. Are there any? Besides the fluffy and non-specific things like engage with leads that we hear about all the time. Actually, yes. Twitter can be a very powerful nurturing tool for a sales organization, and we thought there should be a fluff-free process people could implement to use Twitter to connect with prospects at a higher rate. So what they're trying to convince people that yes, you can use Twitter to connect with more prospect customers and get better sales. And then people will slowly use HubSpot application to use Twitter to make sales. Can you think of any company? Can you guys think of any company which is using Twitter as one of its major sales channel? Does anybody know about a big company which is using Twitter as one of the biggest channels to make inbound sales or sales of the product? Anybody? HubSpot, Hippo, okay, yes. Suzuki, yes now, but Dell. If you guys know Dell computers, more than 25 to 30% of their sales happen through Twitter, right? Because they have their own followers and they really send good content, right? So Twitter is a very powerful tool to convince people about the opportunity and also slowly convert them to sales. Then, this is one more thing from a site called Excel Conversion, the ultimate guide to increasing e-commerce conversion rates. Now, one question that I have for you all is, can you have a benchmark of conversion rates? Can you say, okay, if I get this much conversion rate, I am happy. I will not try to improve it. Let's say you're selling a product and you have, let's say, 28% conversion rate. You will always want to make it better, right? Absolutely. We all know this, but there is somebody who should tell us this, right? Abhishek, I think you can use it for anything which can be sold online or offline also. Of course, you can't use it for, let's say, garments or food articles. Yeah, it's difficult for products which are FMCG or BFSI, right? But something which is a e-product, product of electronics, that can be used definitely. Definitely, you can. I've never seen for fashion, but you never know. People might start using for fashion also. There might be some fashion people who are using Twitter to showcase a talent. Probably, I'm not sure. Okay. So what is this? This site Excel conversion is making people understand that you can always work to increase your e-commerce conversion rates, right? And can you have a apple to apple? Can you compare the conversion of two different websites? Let's say, can you compare the conversion rate of Amazon with Flipkart? Though they are in same domain, same market, they may have a benchmark, but you really cannot compare because let's say Amazon this month they will have a high rate of conversion because of their promotion or because of the phone OnePlus 3. Flipkart might have some promotion on let's say Xiaomi or whatever, and they might see a higher conversion rate on that product next month. So it is impossible to compare the conversion rate of two different websites. That's what they are saying. And that is why you should use this website. Look at this. What's the conversion rate I can be happy with? That's the question we all of us have, right? Don't worry about average rates. A good conversion rate to strive for is better than the one you have right now. There are just too many variables that affect conversions. So it's very difficult to have apples to apples comparison, right? It's saying you cannot have an apples to apple comparison between different sites. What is a major thing? Quality of the traffic is a major contributor. And how do you get good quality? By doing audience aggregation, right? This is how they're trying to convince about the opportunity, right? So I thought let us show some B2B examples for you guys to understand better that yeah, this can be used across all the platforms. Just that you have to make the people understand first about the opportunity of your product and then educate them about the usage, remove barrier questions. Right? Now, how many of you do not know what is Kissmetrics over here? Say I don't know Kissmetrics. Don't know Priyanka. Great, no problem. Okay, now forget everything. It's a tool, absolutely. So look at the first line. Every business, not a tool of Twitter. Kissmetrics can be a tool of Twitter. It is mainly a tool of analytics, something like Google Analytics, right? Something like that, slightly different. Now let us, so the whole idea over here is I want you to guys see the content and then say whether you can understand it, yes or no. The funnel. Every business also needs to track its marketing funnel. Here's one what one looks like for a SaaS business. SaaS is software as a service. Visit your site, freemium or free trial sign up, activation, upgrade your to paid plan. And here's what it should look like. You see this main funnel of marketing at the bottom, right? Now you see that there are almost 37,000 people who came to your website and only 37 people were actually billed. That's 0.1% conversion. So if you want to work on some part of your, of your marketing funnel, which part do you think you should work upon to actually increase your final conversions? Where do you see a bigger dip? Where do you see people are not going to the next level of cycle? Sign up. Okay. How about the rest? So Anand says sign up. So what should you work upon? If apart from Anand, anybody wants to give the answer? I'll repeat my question. So this is your marketing funnel at the bottom. If you want to increase your overall conversion, which part of this marketing funnel should you actually first work upon? Content is okay. Okay. Absolutely. Right. So activation is still better. Right. Activation bill is still very better. Right. It's 14%. You can still work upon that. But you can build. Absolutely. You can actually work upon everything. But my major focus should be on signed up. No, Imanshu, I am already getting 37,000 people who have come to a website. They are not signing up. So something is wrong on my sign up page. People are looking for it and not signing up. So why? That's what I need to understand. Am I getting a lot of irrelevant traffic? Or after they come on my website, they find it very, very tedious? Yeah, that's the next thing. You have to make traffic and content relevancy. But to understand that, first of all, you need this data, right? And this data is given by a tool called Kissmetric. The other tools also, Kissmetric is one of those tools. Now you guys understood what is Kissmetrics? Yeah, Moses is there. Absolutely. Now people who were not sure of Kissmetrics are able to have a basic clue of Kissmetrics just by seeing this content online. So what are they doing? They're trying to educate people about the usage, right? Why or how this product should be used. And the moment you sign up, it does that, Priyanka. So this is basically website traffic. So Kissmetrics is mainly, it's the only purpose of Kissmetric is to give you data about your website traffic. Something like Google Analytics, slightly different. We can have a look at this. Yeah, you can do that later. What we can do is next week, let us do a business case study on Kissmetrics. Okay. But then I can't show you the in-depth usage, right? Because there's so many tools like this. You have Google Analytics, you have Adobe Omniture, whatever, right? So next week, let's do a small case study on how Kissmetrics use different things to optimize their conversions, right? And then you guys can go and also sign up for a trial offer. They usually have a 14-15 days trial offer, right? Cool. Okay. Then comes you need to profile your customer. Why should you profile your customer? To understand which part of the buying cycle they are stuck in. Agreed? So let us see this from Weebly. So Weebly is a company which helps you to make website, something like WordPress. Hi Kaya, we noticed that you signed up with us last month but have not finished your website. That makes us really sad. We are always trying to improve Weebly and your feedback would really help us. Just click on one of the following links to let us know why you decided not to use Weebly. And they are giving a host of reasons and asking customers why they do not want to use Weebly. Any idea why they are doing this? Why are they checking with the customer as to why they are not using Weebly? Feedback, okay. Great point, Ritu. Yeah, so if they have been inactive for a while, they want to know the reason. Yes, Lakshmi. Input mechanism, great. So, yes, to answer Bharat's point and point of Karunakar, they have a point which says, I need features that Weebly doesn't have. Probably if a lot of customers ask for a feature, right? Maybe I can go to my team of engineering, give a business case and have that feature added to my product and then go back to the customer and say, listen what? Absolutely, Himanshu. You wanted this feature, it's already there. Now, will you use services? They might use, right? Because I now know which feature the customer is wants the maximum, right? They also have one question, Weebly is too hard to use. This was the problem with AdWords, right? So we'll also learn AdWords case study after this. So this has to be done, guys, to profile your customers to understand why they're not using this and also to re-engage with them. I'm sure you must have got few emails like this in your own from our side also about what you want more from our course, right? Yes. So again, Himanshu, I'm not looking for 100% conversion. If if I am looking for a website services, right, then in all likelihood, right, I will open the email. But if I've just opened it for test purposes, I'll delete it. This is mainly for customers who will become my future customers if they are still looking for website solutions. And if you are looking for website solutions, you will definitely open this, right? That's the reason. So to answer your question, Himanshu, next thing, never drop the balls, right? So after a follow-up email comes, it looks more personalized. Why? Because this is of course an automated email using CRM, definitely, but they are made more personalized. Hi Kaya, I'm founder of Weebly and noticed that it's been a long time since you have logged in to Weebly. We are a small company based in San Francisco. Look at this. I'm not saying I'm a big company, number one company, all this stuff. I'm a very small company, right? I'm being very modest about my achievements. But we work really hard at making Weebly the easiest, fastest, and most powerful way for you to create a website, blog, or online store. And then again, it says very clearly if you ended up not needing the website, right? I like to personally see if I can help. No, it says if you ended up not needing a website, you can ignore this email. But if you want to still use website services and you want something from me to make you use Weebly, please get back to me to see what I can do. Do you think this email is actually sent by the founder? No, right? But this looks more personal, right? And definitely there is a different team of escalation which will sit on this and this emails will be handled on priority basis. Agreed? So this is like we're trying to push customer to understand exactly what they are needing, making it more personal. And then of course the response will be much faster than other websites or other emails. Agreed? So this is Imanshu what you're supposed to do. Send a follow-up email, something like this. And if I am looking for a website solution, I will definitely reply back. Otherwise, I'll delete it. Can't. So again, if everybody replies back, I will have a 100% conversion rate. It is impossible. Even if 20%, it's very good in online marketing, right? Remove barriers or set up help. How many of you, I'm sure most of you know what is AdWords, right? Anybody over here does not know what is AdWords? Say I don't know AdWords. Maybe I can just help you or guide you with that. Okay, so I guess we all know what is AdWords. Does anybody over here does not know AdWords? I don't. Okay, not a problem. So let me just show you once, Manju. And people who know it can again see it properly. I go over here, buy red shoes, for example. You see sponsored over here, Himanshu, on the screen. This is basically AdWords. You see ad over here from Amazon. This is AdWords. So Amazon will pay Google X amount, could mainly cost per click, CPC, if someone clicks on this. This is all SEO. The bottom, again, you see ad, this is AdWords, right? And how does this ads come over here? It will not come through magic or some Jadu Mantra. People will have to make ads, right? So let me show you by AdWords. So this is the AdWords platform. Let me show you the platform for people who are not sure. Now, can you imagine that it was tough for Google to actually sell AdWords, right? So this ads come over here by when you make it. This is the advert interface, right? Look at this. There are so many tabs. Now in this tabs, there are more and more tabs, more and more tabs, more and more tabs, right? If I want to make an ad, I go over here and make an ad. This is how the ads come on website. Whatever I enter over here, right? Got it, Himanshu? Other people? Great. Now, the problem with AdWords was what Google understood in 2012, right? They were seeing a lot of people signing up because it was Google, but very few people actually using it. So it's like this. If I open a restaurant, people come to my restaurant, they enjoy the AC, they enjoy the wind, everything, and they just go out without actually eating anything or ordering anything. Will I make any money out of it? Not really, right? I want people to use my product. This is my food. You should come, sit down, order something, eat and go. That's how I make money. Otherwise, it's of no use, right? I might have a very fancy restaurant, everything is amazing, but people are not ordering food. This is what happened with Google in 2011-12. So they did a survey, same like Weebly, right? And they understood that people are finding it complicated. People are not sure if the money that they use, right? How will they be billed, whatever? Is it really good for ROI or not? Will they make profits out of it? All these questions will come into your mind, right? Though Google was a big brand, it's a product, and trust me, 80 to 85% of Google's revenue come from AdWords. And when I say AdWords, it is Google, it is like a country's economy. So almost 80 to 85% of Google's revenue comes from AdWords, and this was a flagship product, not selling. So this is the classic example of how to remove barriers and answer all the questions. Your Google AdWords account, free campaign creation service. They understood people are not able to create campaigns because they think campaign, ad group, keywords is complicated. So absolutely internship, absolutely. This was done again to promote AdWords only. So it says we noticed that the AdWords customer ID so and so that you made last week still has not started burning ads. And if you don't run ads, Google will not make any money. So look at the content. I am an AdWords specialist and I can help you get launched and get more out of AdWords. Our experts can even create a first campaign for you. What am I doing? The first barrier is how to make campaigns. I will help you on that, right? We will set up a basic campaign structure, help define your targeting strategy, choose keywords and write a couple of ad text, everything. Uh, Minimum cost? No, Abhishek, not really. You can also have a for that all the workaround. The moment you adverts, there is an option to skip the setup. So you can skip that and straight away open an account of AdWords also. There is a workaround for that, right? But yeah, Google actually now wants first people to enter the billing information, right? Even if you don't want to do that, there is an option to skip the initial setup guide. If you skip the guide, you can straight away open the account. You can do that. If you skip up the setup guide, if you open the guide, then you have to enter the card information. As in operate, you can still operate, right? But your ads will not serve. To serve your ads, you will have to enter billing information. You can do that, yes. You can set up the campaign and not go live by making it paused also, right? Even if you have money in your account, you can make a campaign. I'll do that, Lakshmi. What I'll do is next week I can show you that when we start. Okay? The moment we start next week, we can start with that. But it's of no use because you will not be able to use any features of AdWords. Maybe you can play with the interface. That's about it. Okay? But I can show you that next week. Let's come back over here. So my point was, look at the way they answered all the barriers that people had in their mind. Then came the money aspect. Also, we want you to be aware that as a new advertiser, we are currently running a promotion that helps you turn Singapore dollars 25 to Singapore dollar 100 to try out AdWords. Even in India, if I'm not wrong, they have a promotion. You put 500 rupees and they will top up 1,500 rupees. Right? They have this promotion going on for a long time. Why do you think they're offering free money? Why do you think they're offering a bonus of almost 300% to people to use AdWords? Any guesses? To promote? Absolutely. Not to retain, for them to start, Bijoy. At least they should start now. Absolutely. And is this money they are paying to you? Not really. You will have to use this money again in AdWords only. Can you use this money anywhere else? Nothing, right? So this money is nothing. They're just trying to give you free service. It's like we will show you ads for free, the other way of saying it. But if I say that I'll show you ads for free, you will not be interested. But if I say you put 500, I will put 1500, sounds much more better. So what I'm doing, I'm trying to build trust over here. Somebody asked me, right, how do I build trust? Trust you can build by trying to give them an offer to start using your product, right? That's why most of the websites of which gives tools of analytics, they first give you a trial period for you to try. This is how you can build that trust. And very nicely said, there is no charge for the account setup service as long as you meet the minimum spend requirement for the promotional credit. How much you invest is up to you, no minimum term. Like cashback, absolutely. Yes, right? Pretty clear. When AdWords can have this problem, Google can have this problem, all of us can have this problem. That's why we need people to answer all these barrier questions in one way. Do you think this worked for Google? It definitely worked, right? Look at the way they answered all the questions in a sequential way. So you also have to understand why your customers are not actually using your services and then answer these questions, trying to remove all the barriers. The biggest barrier when I was using Jabong was, what if I don't like the product? 3-4 years back, 4 years back. But then they had a policy, 14-day free return without any charge. That was the question that I had. If I had, I'm sure a lot of people would have that question in their mind. And Jabong answered that question, right? Then comes barrier-based incentive. So you're trying to give an incentive, right, to remove the barriers of using. Hey, Mixpanel is one more tool for data analytics. Hey, we saw that you signed up for Mixpanel a while back, but haven't had a chance. Excuse me, guys. So over here, what is Mixpanel doing? They are saying that you start using Mixpanel Send us your data to analyze, and we will give you a free t-shirt, right? If you, I'm sure if you go to, let's say, some clubs, nightclubs or any pubs, there people do that, right? When they have a new drink launch or whatever, they give you a t-shirt with the logo of the drink, right? It works definitely, Lakshmi, right? It is just trying to give an incentive for people to start using the product, right? It can be anything for that matter, right? It should have worked for mixed panel. Definitely it worked for them because people started using it. It might not be very expensive, but at least it was a incentive which you can give. Forget t-shirt, you can give anything, right? But some incentive for people to use your product if they're not using it. Okay. Let me, Himanshu, like I was purchasing online classes for course, but dropped the plan at payment gateway. They send me a email giving one more discount. Absolutely, absolutely. This is basically remarketing, right? So I want to understand why you are not using our product. Maybe you find it expensive or discounting. Absolutely, Himanshu. So a lot of these examples we have already encountered in our real life. Then comes opportunity-based incentive. I'm sure a lot of us get this in emails from card companies, from banks. Basically, free transfer of credit, first 500 rupees, 2000 rupees cash back, all that stuff, right? So what I'm doing, I'm trying to incentivize to activate, right? Why you should use my product? Basically, I'm giving you an opportunity to use my product by giving you an incentive. Most of us get this kind of emails from bank companies, right? And we still get it. So definitely it's working, right? We might say we will put it to spam, block, whatever. There are a lot of people who actually, sign up for various card companies just to do a balance transfer or just to increase the spending pattern, right? So this is basically called opportunity-based incentives. I'm giving an incentive to actually give my opportunity to use my product. Create a sense of urgency. Like said by Himanshu, they gave an offer and they would say, click here to buy now. That's the action. Before that, what has happened, maybe the discount which Himanshu got, they might say it's valid for 3 days or 5 days or 7 days. Or if you get some offer from flight companies, next 3 days offer. Offer till Jan 26. What am I doing? I'm trying to create a sense of urgency. Or Amazon, they has this sale for 3 hours. It says sale will get over in 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, whatever. That is, you're trying to create a sense of urgency. Discount ends today. Discount ends in next 2 hours. Last 5 items remaining. Do we see that? Usually 4 items remaining. What are they doing that? They're trying to create a sense of urgency. I'm sure they will have more than 4 or 5. But just trying to create a sense of urgency for you to go ahead and start buying. Don't miss out on savings yourself. Hours of design work. The media loot deal ends at midnight. Right? Opportunity with urgency, right? Again, email from Kissmetrics. Spots are filling fast for the ultimate guide to SaaS pricing webinar, right? So I'm trying to create an urgency by giving an opportunity. So what I'm doing, I'm explaining why they should go ahead and go for a free webinar because most of us know that 20% of our customers give me 80% of revenue. So how do you segment that customers? By using this. And then I'm giving an opportunity and also creating an urgency. Trigger purchase action. I'm sure this is very self-explanatory. Start your free 30-day trial. Can you give me any more example of what is a purchase action? Anybody? Can you give me an example of any other thing like trigger purchase action? Okay, Himanshu, I'm waiting for the answer. Can someone give me any one example apart from this? Any product name? Okay. Or I can also give here buy now. right? Click here for free webinar. Click here for free webinar registration. Download now, right? For 20% discount. Discounted price. Absolutely. I love to say that. Right? It says over here, click here to try Kissmetrics. Right? Free movie tickets from Book My Show. 1+1 movie tickets. Absolutely. Great. Or Dell for Twitter. New Dell outlet hot deals. Save up to $300 on select home. Absolutely, Manju. That is, again, this is not a purchase action, right? This is we're trying to create a purchase action giving you an incentive, right? This is called incentive. Absolutely, Ritu, right? So what Himanshu and others are saying, I'm trying to give you incentives to trigger a purchase action, right? You guys got this? You can mix 2 or 3 things to trigger the purchase action. Great. So this means you guys are able to follow. Wonderful. Now, let me give you something for offline marketing. Most of us go to shopping malls. Most of us. There are a lot of times where we go in and we come out empty-handed because we're not sure what to buy, right? No offense to anybody, but especially with women. So I've been a victim myself, right? They spend like 1, 2, 2.5 hours on shopping mall, but they're not sure what to buy and they come out empty-handed, right? Window shopping. Window shopping or mall shopping, just the entire mall, just to buy, let's say, one pillow cover, which they want to exchange later, right? So same problem was found by one more shopping mall called Bitline, right? So Bitline is an example. What they did was they triggered a purchase action by giving how many clicks are coming on this product. So it's a known fact that for most of the women, they will buy something if other women finds it better. If more people like a product, then they usually buy it because they think it's good. So Bitline shopping, what they did, they gave a picture, discount offer, everything, and they told how many clicks came on this, right? And what the source. So it says 100% of clicks on this Bitlink, right? One more case study I'll give you, very good video, right? What this company did to promote their offline sales, right? Let me show you this video. No, give me 2 minutes. Ritu, you can't hear me? No, I have not yet, the audio is not yet started. But can you hear me, Ritu? Okay, great. So let me show you a YouTube video, very nice video of how to trigger a purchase action. Okay, guys, I will just remove my headphones now for next 2 minutes.
CNA Brazil offered a solution to a big problem among women: insecurity when shopping. After all, which woman has never wanted an opinion on the right clothes? But instead of just one opinion, why not get opinions from a huge network of people? CNA Fashion Life. At the stores, we had racks with special hangers that counted the likes given for their respective pieces on Facebook in real time. You liked the piece you enjoyed the most on the fan page, and that like instantly showed up on the hanger. This is how CNA helps thousands of women on the tough mission of finding the ideal outfit. The campaign was a great success, but what really matters, no indecisive women during the purchase. CNA Fashion Life. CNA Brazil offered a solution to a big problem.
Okay, 1 minute, guys. I'll put the headphones back. 1 minute, okay? Headphones back. Okay. Seriously awesome. So what was this? The idea was to create a purchase action. To trigger a purchase action, a different technique was used. Again, it was physical and digital, right? So this was just to show an example that you always don't have to think online, online, online. You can use online medium to promote an offline sale also, right? This is what CNN did. And do you think it worked? It definitely worked because it helped people to make a decision very, very quickly. This way, there was a buzz created, more people walked in, right? And then when they walked in, they were going out after buying something, right? So this is how you can create a purchase action. Cool? Or as a Neil Patel, I'm currently accepting applications for companies and it gives you a blog to click on it. Fair enough? Quick recap of how to refunnel the dropouts, convince about the opportunity, educate about the usage, remove barriers by answering all the questions, incentivize usage, reward loyalty, create a sense of urgency, and trigger purchase action. Any questions on this? Pretty much clear for everybody? Anything that you want to ask apart if you think was not clear or something which you have doubt, please ask straight away. Great. So now let us go and understand how to do audience aggregation. Right? Cool? So to do audience aggregation, these are the 6 or 7 important steps that you can keep a note of or make a note of. First thing is you have to select the distribution channel, right? So it could be with a channel, it could be email marketing, social media marketing, pay per click, anything. Once you decide the channel, then you can select the tool. So if you say social media, you have an option from Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever. Whichever works for your product, you can have multiple tools or one tool. Then, once you do that, build your audience by trying to promote your stuff. Once your audience is built, set up the content machinery. This is where most of us fail. We do not have enough content machinery for us to promote. So you have to first and foremost build your content machinery, then plan the customer's journey. This is what we do in our website. We expect customer to first come to website, read stuff from us, then we send them emails of the content, then a link for free webinar, and then a link for the course. Agree? Most of you have gone through that. First you get the content, the link for free webinar. No, you have to use some tool, right? As a tool, it's a platform. Mainly what platform will you use? You getting my point? Get me, Joy. So Lakshmi, I'm looking for platform. So Facebook is not a tool, it's a platform, logically. Some platform to use for your next customer's channel, right? And then segment and target as per your customer, right? Yeah, sorry, 1 minute. Forgot hang. Okay. So let us understand each one by one. Guys, just hold on 1 minute. No, just 1 minute, hold on. 1 minute. Okay. So how do you select the channel of distribution? You have to answer these questions before you proceed. So what are the various channels to aggregate audience? First is social platforms like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest. Have you guys used Pinterest? Anybody? That is one of the fastest growing platforms. Pinterest. You can basically pin your interest on your, okay. So Pinterest is nothing but whatever topics you like, you can pin it up like your notice board. Pictures and the content, absolutely. And it will only give you information about your interest. It's like I pin up my interest, like a pin board, right? Very, very good tool. Use it. Fastest growing network site, Pinterest. So these are the various platforms. You want to use email marketing, or you want to use pay-per-click, or forums, right? Or some sites of groups where people give a common platform. So these are the various channels to aggregate audience. How do you decide which one to use? You can use any one, or you can use everything, or you can use a combination of one or two. What I'm trying to do over here is explain you the logic. Most of them will have the same steps, just few things here and there. Okay, so so guys, if you want, you can make a note of this, what I'm teaching you now. It will be easy for you to follow later, right? So what are different questions that you need to answer yourself to select the right channel of distribution? First thing is, you want to understand my reach. Do I want to have the widest possible reach? So the biggest reach is email, right? So you may have a Facebook account, an account of Twitter or whatever, but for all this, email address is a must, right? So I'm sure you guys will agree that emails have the maximum reach. Whoever is using internet will have an email address, right? After email, the next biggest reach is with Facebook, around 2 or 3 billion. And then comes Twitter, right? And if you want to use AdWords, it comes between Facebook and Twitter, right? After reach, you understand how frequently should I publish my content, or how frequently is my content being published. Will you like if you get 5 or 6 emails in a day in your inbox? Even though I have great content, everything is good, will you really like if I send you 4 to 5 emails per day in your inbox? Will you be okay with that? Right? Not really. Right? So if your content that you publish, the frequency is very, very high, right? Then you should use Twitter or Facebook. It is expected that when I use Twitter or when I use Facebook, right, I can send 6 to 7 tweets in a day or 4 to 5 Facebook posts in a day, right? It will basically come on your Facebook page or Twitter account. But if I only have to send 5 or 6 contents in like 2 or 3 weeks, then email will work, right? Then comes the question, what is the pattern of my content consumption? Let us assume if my content consumption favors inline consumption. What is inline? Let's say a video, right? If you have some video or rich animation, when you click on it, it goes to a different site. Let's say YouTube or your own website for that matter. What are the chances of you coming back and reading your email? If you get a video or some rich content stuff on your email, you click, it goes to a different website. What are the chances of you coming back to your email and then you will read the rest of the content? Do you have very high chances or low chances? Low, right? So we all agree with that. So to avoid that, right, in case your content, right, favors inline consumption, then it is better to use social platforms, right? Social platforms like Facebook or whatever, because those kind of channels, right, definitely favors inline consumption. Like Facebook video, you see the video and then you read the content then and there. You don't have to switch to a different platform. Agreed? So if your content favors inline consumption, then you use social platform. But if it's a normal text with some images, then definitely email would work. Then comes the next part, which is to profile your customers and then send a personal message as per the demographics or personal thing. Can you send messages on Facebook or LinkedIn based on your customer's personal profile? Can you make a personal emails? Yes. No, Bijoy, you cannot. On social media channels, you really cannot send personal messages to all the people who follow you. In-mail is different. I'm talking about a post. So in-mail again becomes email marketing only, logically. So in-mail is again email marketing, a different tool. You getting my point? Right? So if I want to have Ritu, again that's a kind of email marketing. That's what I'm telling you. A different tool. But eventually I will send them a message or an email. It will come to them as inbox only. Getting my point? Right? It's not as if not it will come like a social platform. LinkedIn, CSV file or whatever, it will come in the inbox like an email, if I'm not wrong. Right, Ritu and Bijoy? Yeah. So this is a different tool, but the medium is again email marketing. So if I want to have a personal message with profile and proper target with demographics, all this stuff, email is the best option. But if that's not my main importance, I can have a general message for all my followers, then I can use social media or adverts. Then comes channel stability. How stable is the channel that I'm using? Email proprietary platforms. Okay. Do you have any control on Facebook or LinkedIn or Google policies, their interface, the way they will change their algorithm, their pricing? Do you have any control over them? Not really, right? For example, Facebook, until few years back, right? For Facebook, until few years back, if you were sharing, right? If you were sharing your post with all your fans, change priority becomes a criteria example. I'm sorry, Lakshmi, I lost. Can you please rephrase your question? Channel priority. Okay. Channel priority, I'm giving you an example, right? So for channel priority, again, what I'm telling you is, let's say you want to go with Facebook, for example, right? To answer Lakshmi's other question, right? Facebook until like 4 5 years back, right? If you had lot of fans in your Facebook page, whatever you were sharing or whatever you were publishing, it used to go to all the fans, 1,000, 2,000, and on their first page, straight away, on their home page, on their home wall, actually wall. Now, it does not happen like that because of the Facebook IPO and the revenue structure they have. To make it more important and more prominent for your followers to see it on their home wall, you have to use something called Facebook Boost. It's like a paid thing, which is not now in your control. The same thing which was free earlier is now a paid thing. So you really have no control on the way they change their policies. And to answer Lakshmi's questions, when does channel priority become a criteria? So for example, right, as simple as that, uh, I I was using social media marketing, right, to get a lot of audience, right? Now, since I have a lot of their details once they come to my website, now I want to send them personal messages because their profile and gender. I will switch my channel from social media to email, right? Because I've already got enough audience. Now is the time for me to send messages personally based on the profile and push them to the next level of buying. So instead of using Facebook, I will start using email now, right? Reason being, I want to have more control and make it more personalized. Absolutely. So just because of that one reason, I will change my channel priority, right, Lakshmi? So if that's the reason, I want to make it more personalized. I want to ensure that the right people see my content. So I will change my channel. I might still use the old channel to get new audience, but okay, let's say Orkut. How many of you know what is Orkut, right? So Orkut was one of the biggest channels of social media 15 years back, or MSpace, MySpace. MySpace was the first channel of networking. MySpace or Orkut. Did you have any control over the way they were shut down? Right? So if you were using those channels mainly for your ads, now you are actually in a lurch. Right? So the channel is not really stable, right? Then it is definitely important. Right, Lakshmi? Now you got it? Which kind of a product will seek a stable channel? Actually, any product. If I am using online marketing, then I would definitely want to have a stable channel, right? Even if I sell, let's say, sell a watch. If I sell a watch also online, if I'm paying something for it, then I want to have a stable channel. Yeah. So again, when we use social, we look for the best because out of those all those unstable, we look for the one which is the most stable and which has many followers. Logically, if you have many people using one social channel, it tends to be more stable. Agreed? So out of whatever choices that we have in our hand, we want to use the best possible channel. So almost all of them are unstable. What is the best of them? So you have to use a mix and match of this. You can't say only because of channel stability, I will not use Facebook. Maybe Facebook is not very stable, but it has better reach, right? Better reach and better, better way to have inline. It favors inline consumption for video. So I'll use Facebook. So channel stability is one question of this, and because of this, because most of them are unstable, email is the best channel to actually build your audience aggregation, right? Because it's completely in your control, right? Of course, there are a lot of tools which you can use for email marketing. The best way is email if you want to have stable thing. Agreed, everybody? Right? So once you answer these questions, you will know what is my channel of distribution, right? So trust me, most of us will prefer email because of its reach, right? Its content frequency, the way it's published, and channel stability. Unless it's an e-commerce company. E-commerce company will prefer social media. But if you are, let's say, a company which wants a customer to be engaged for a long term, email is the best solution, right? So that's why, Lakshmi, we will use the, yes, that's why first we will use techniques of class 1 to get people to our website, make them subscribe, right? Once they subscribe, we attract them and then we have the email address, right? That's why day one was mainly how to attract, and now once you attract, how do we aggregate it, right? Now, one more thing what I want to say over here is it's not either or, right? You can use multiple options. I can use email also, Facebook also, AdWords also. Whatever works better for you based on your budget and based on your product. If I have, let's say, a sale, let's say Thanksgiving sale for 1 week, I'll want to use everything possible. But let's say my site, Detail Vidya, I know my customers' journey is almost 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. I will mainly use email marketing. And I'll also use SEO to promote and attract audience. Got it? So you can use multiple if that makes sense for you. Okay? So what we have done is this session, okay, we have further built for email as the channel of distribution because we've understood it has better reach, it's more stable, right? You can personalize and retarget. So without email is a better platform for channel. That's why the further build-up is done thinking email as a channel of distribution. But the same steps can be used even for other channels. Just the tool will change. For emails, I will use MailChimp or Aweber. For other thing, I'll use Facebook. Agreed? The logic will remain the same, whatever channel I use. Okay? Guys who are quiet, can you just say you're able to understand? Mainly Abhishek, Alisa. Okay. So Priyanka, what I was saying is, based on this question that we answered, what I have done is, the further session, the next half an hour, we will mainly talk of email as a channel of distribution because that's most favored, right? You can use multiple channels, email and social media and AdWords, right? The logic will remain the same. Though I am using email as the channel of distribution, even for other channels, the same steps have to be followed. The tools might be different, right? The steps will be same. Got it, Priyanka? Great. Anybody has any questions on this? Till now, pretty clear? Okay. So, once you, great. After the channel is selected, let us assume instead of email, I select my channel as social media. Then what are my different tools? If I want to use social media, what are different platforms I can use to showcase my ads? Facebook, LinkedIn, right? Or I can also use, right, some tool like HubSpot, which can be used to market on different platforms, right? My whole idea is I want my content to be seen on social media platforms, and from there I want to do audience aggregation, right? So for email, the different tools are, first you have to decide whether you want a standard mail solution or internal email infrastructure. What's the difference? It's very simple, right? So when you say standard mail solutions, I'm looking for some automated solution which is completely outsourced. So I don't have any control under me. I will only give the email addresses, and the tool will do automatically. I will not take care of its support or server whatever. So the best in the industry is Awebar, MRSys, Amazon Smart Email Services. They are really good. Now guys, I've told the best is Awebar, MRSys and Amazon. Why do you think I have MailChimp over here? I'm not saying MailChimp is the best, is number one, whatever. But then why have I kept MailChimp over here? Anybody has used MailChimp before? As I said, brand name, it's bad. It's not that stable, but MailChimp has an option of free. Creative content, more than that, it gives you an option of sending free emails, which is not there with any other mail solutions. You can send almost 12,000 emails free to 2,000 customers. Yes, it is. But now with the paid version, they are also a paid version coming up. Lot of bugs are being fixed right now with it, right? So that's why I'm telling you it's not the best. It's not the best. The best is definitely Awebar or MRSys or Amazon Smart Email Services, but they come with a price. If you want to have a free thing and make your hands dirty, you can use MailChimp. You can use MailChimp to just to experiment and make your hands dirty to understand how it works. And then if you have a bigger budget, you can go with Awebar or Amazon or MRCs. These are called standard mail solutions. Now, what is internal email infrastructure? I want to have a complete control in-house. Basically, my data is important, right? So I want the entire solution or the entire enterprise solution in my office, right? Because of control, I don't want it to be outsourced to anybody. So I use something called Octet. Octet is for list management and a tool to deliver. Or I can also use SMTP servers like Mailgun. What is internal email? I have a complete in-house team to take care of all the automation, coding, all the stuff. Now you have to decide which one works best for you. Don't think about the price. Let's say for Awebar, they charge, let's say, $200 per month. Just to save $200, don't have SMTP servers, because then you need to hire somebody to automate it. Your email thing should be automated completely. Let's say you're in India, some customer will sign up in America. It may be midnight for you, but an email should go automatically once he signs up. Agreed, everybody? Yes? So your entire email thing should be automated. So you have to decide based on your company, your project, your data security, your budget and everything, which one works better for you. There are two solutions, standard mail and something which you want to do internal email, right? Once the tool is selected, build your audience. How do you build your audience? Right, Lakshmi? Ask for email wherever possible. Right, Lakshmi, this was the question, right? How do I get email address? The biggest example is a site called QUARA.com, Quora.com. Quora.com. The moment you read the content over there for a few seconds, the pop-up straight away comes to subscribe. And the content is actually good. And most of us subscribe to read the content. Or even our website, Detail Vidya, the moment you come onto our site, we try to ask your email wherever possible by trying to give you a free content or whatever. Right? Or let's say you want to convert, a lot of times we go to some sites to convert our doc to PDF, right? It is possible for them to give us the output then and there. Agreed? Why do they ask your email address and then they want to email the stuff to you? They can give it to you on the same screen, right? The whole idea is they want to get your email address. This is one way to build your audience, right? Get your software business, get tips, updates via email, blog subscription, examples how to get, right? This is one way. Absolutely. Offer newsletter, right? Or apart from this, you can also leverage your existing data. You can, build your audience lists from your existing customers. For example, you have been buying shampoo from Amazon. When I launch a new product for conditioners, it makes sense for me to resell to same customers. That's one thing. You already have your leads or prospects, like people over here, they will have leads or prospects for 1 year, 14 months, 12 months. Leverage your existing data, your own personal network, your friends. Try ask them to promote your website on their Facebook page, Twitter, whatever, or your business networks. You go to a meeting, conference, you make a business network, right? Build your audience with your own business associates, or it's a blog. You can exchange data between your blog and other blog, right? So apart from asking email address, leverage your own existing data to build your audience. Okay? Now, guys, for next 2 minutes, I want you to do this. Update the list of activities you can do to build your email list. What are the different activities you will do if you want to build your email list? If let's say you are working somewhere and you get a project where you have to build an email list for your own company, what are the different activities you will do? So I have almost 15 people right now logged in. Can you please type in for next 1 minute? If you were given an assignment, what would you do to make a free database of customers, or different activities you will do to build your email list? Like, for example, I will using proper tool to pull the data. Okay, LinkedIn database, great. Survey on the website or on some other website, Ritu? On your own website or a different website altogether? On Facebook, Priyanka, okay. Same or other both, okay. Dummy list from companies, not really. Dummy list will not work, Himanshu. Subscription email. Mail supply, okay. Okay. So Mukund has nice things. Subscription emails, Himanshu dummy email list from companies, Twitter polls, okay. Sandeep newsletter subscription from Google. Provide some free knowledge document to website. Oh, okay, great idea, Anand. Yes, absolutely. AdWords, okay, PPC. Seek reference from existing customers. Okay. Google Boolean search. You can get some free data. Yes, you can. Survey on social sites. Absolutely. Yes, yes, good ideas. Right? Something similar. Maybe I'll also try to, create a viral YouTube campaign, YouTube video, something like that. Campaign. Make a YouTube video for people to come and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Right? And once they have a YouTube subscription, maybe ask them to come to my website and read more about it and then give email address. Great. So wherever possible, try to create your this thing, right? Try to collect your customer's email address wherever possible. Great. Partner with related product. But why will they partner with you, Mukund? If your product is related, why should they partner with you? That's my question. To gather data of their customers. What is their benefit? That's my question now. Maybe they are your own competitor. So why will you do that? Alliance. Okay, okay, okay. Visual Alliance. Just one Google form. Is it? Yes, it can be Google form. Yeah, you can. So when you say Google form, what do you mean it to? Is it Google survey or what is that? So when you say Google form, Ritu, can you explain that? A lot of forms on Google. Google consumer survey, seller rating, all that stuff. Or Google spreadsheet. So Ritu, to answer your question, I would want to know what do you mean by form? Okay, is accepted. In your position, you can put Google form. Yeah, I know that. Okay. Suggestion. So I thought Ritu wanted to ask whether it is acceptable or not. It is acceptable. As long as you're not breaching the customer's, privacy, it is acceptable for sure. Okay. Great. Great stuff, guys. Nice. Yeah, something similar and I'll also do. Now set up the content machinery. So you have got the channel, you have got the tool, you have built the audience. This is where most of the companies fail. Almost 80 to 90% of the companies, they do not have enough content machinery. When I say enough content machinery, should have at least a content backup of 5 to 6 weeks, right? So first of all, choose the content type. Do you want a free webinar? You want industry reports? You want guides, informative blog posts, survey of existing customers, or opinions of experts, right? So this is what you will do, right? First, choose the content type. You want a free webinar or you want some reports of the industry, you want to give guides of the industry, or you want to, give informative blog post or survey of existing customers or some experts' opinions. Once you do that, once you choose the content type, you can have a mix and match of these items, okay? You can have a mix and match. Like for our website, we also give blog posts, we also give surveys of existing customers, webinars, everything, right? You can give a mix and match of everything, whatever you think will work for your company. Blocking questions, content, bucket, and schedule. So you need to, in your content, like, we saw adverts example, you should educate about the opportunity. So answer all the blocking questions that you think customer might have. Create awareness of your product. Why should they use your product? All this stuff. Trust for your brand. You can add like, if you go to, let's say, Kissmetrics, it will say, we are a 50-year-old company, all that stuff, with a reach of more than 50 million customers, right? So create a brand awareness, trust for your brand among your customers, and then create a sense of urgency for purchase. All this should be there in your content which you are showing to your customer, right? Blocking questions, content buckets, and schedule. Then comes content. How would you make the content? The process. Do you want the content sourcing to be in-house? Will you do it something in-house, or do you outsource this to some freelancers or to a known agency, or you do part of it in-house, something which is important to your final leg of conversion, you do in-house and part you outsource, right? This is something you have to decide based on your bandwidth that you have in hand from your company or your business. After you decide the content sourcing, you have to maintain the content pipeline. I told you, this is where more than 80% of the companies fail. If they fail, they don't have sufficient pipeline. So let's assume I have outsourced my content. For 2 or 3 weeks, I'm getting it on time. Fourth week, the agency where I am supposed to get the content, they don't deliver. Or they give me a bad content, which I'm not happy with this. So even before I start, I should have at least 5 or 6 different content variations approved by me and a backup of at least 5 to 6 weeks so that I do not run hand to mouth. Agreed? If my content is not good, I can't engage people and the customer might shift somewhere else. So if you break the, if you break the engagement cycle or if your content is not good enough, your customer will just go away somewhere else. Right? Agreed, most of you? This is why we shift easily, because we don't get proper engagement and the content that we see is not good enough. We'll just mark it spam or delete. Right? So with Twitter, you will have to have a content of at least 50, 60 tweets even before you start. Or absolutely, Rishi. That's the reason. So that I have the pipeline. Otherwise, I will suffer. And once I have this entire structure, I should sustain it over long run. I should have a proper process. I have used 5 contents. I should get 5 new contents automatically. Right? Otherwise, I will never be able to succeed. Because content is the king when you say online marketing. Okay? Then plan the customer's journey. So you can model, I send an email. The email will have some link where the customer will click and become a lead. Or I can have some other content link. The customer will click on the content page, read about my content, and then subscribe. That becomes a lead. But give the customers both the options like this. Option 1, the customer goes to the blog where it sees this page, this blog, clicks on this, and then becomes a lead. Option 2 is customer straight away clicks on the hyperlink given in the second content and becomes the lead. Right? So give all the options for the customer, plan their journey accordingly. Right? Don't have a very, very small vision, plan whatever. Previous I want to see. This, Vijay? You want to see this or something different? Okay, so I can have, so this is the example you're saying no. I can have one email, give one link and have a lead generator. I can also have additional information where I give the blog link or the content page where people read about the content, click and then become the lead. Like this is the example of that. For example, this one. Customer will see the blog, click on that, read the content which is over here. Once they click on the blog link, they come over here, click on the red hyperlink and become a lead, or they straight away on the email, they click on the hyperlink and become the lead. Right, Bijoy? Is it clear now? Great. Modeling customer journey. This is what most of the training companies do. They have an email with a link and straight away become the lead, or they also give one more stuff for a website webinar registration, a call to action. Click here for free webinar registration. People click on the link with the page of webinar, they become a lead, or they don't click on the link of webinar registration. We send an email of confirmation, they click on that and then become a lead, email of reminder, then a webinar and then become a lead. So we are giving 4 or 5 different options for the customers to become a lead. Right? So you have to model your customer's journey so that you eventually make them subscribe to you and they become your leads. Lead over here is not a conversion. Lead is a prospect customer. Right? After the lead is generated, then we optimize, we show them the right content, we nurture the content, and then this lead becomes a conversion. Right? So lead over here is not a conversion. Lead is like the soil. Then we add a lot of stuff on it and then it becomes the harvesting. Then comes the part to segment and target. Why is it very important to segment and target? For example, right? Let us assume, right? I open a coffee shop. I open a coffee shop, a bakery coffee shop with very good reasonable price near a college or a place where there are a lot of colleges. It will work really well. Agreed? But if I open a similar coffee shop in a business area, wholesale market, it may not work that well as compared to how well it was doing near colleges. Agreed? Because my segmentation of my audience and the targeted thing is not working. My audience is basically people who are free, who want to meet, go for a date or whatever, meet the other gender. Business people will mainly want tea bundis, normal tea stalls or something to eat like a chat, all that stuff. They will want a service. They'll not want to go and eat. Or let's say there is a famous restaurant in South India. They serve amazing sambar rice, dosa, idli, whatever. Best place to eat in South India. Same hotel, they open one more branch in Delhi. Let's say somewhere near Lapataganj or Daryaganj or CP. Do you think they will make good business? Not really. Same hotel, same food, same chef, but my audience is different. It will not, right? I might have few people who will come over there to eat, right? But if I want to sell like a hot cake, like I do it in Hyderabad, Bangalore, or Chennai, I would want over there to add, let's say, chola bhatura. I should add some add-on items to attract people. With chole bhature, aloo paratha, aloo tikki. Along with that, if I sell some South Indian, I might survive. Otherwise, it's difficult. Otherwise, it becomes like a cuisine. I'll have people coming only on weekends or whatever, right? So this is very important to segment, have the right audience demographics, right? So example is my company, they will have an industry webinar promotion walkthrough. So we have sent invitation email customized accordingly as per the audience segment and targeting. People who are already our site subscribers, leads and alumni, people who are pre-subscribers and email partners. Based on this, we send 3 different emails as per the customer's segment and target. Post the webinar, the summary or video email was sent to those who came to the webinar, attended, those who registered. So in this, I might have sent 10,000 emails. Do I get a reply from everybody? Not really, right? I might just get reply from 1,000 people, right? So after the webinar, I should not send the video recording to all the customers. Doesn't make sense. So I will send it to people who came to webinar, people who registered but could not or did not attend register. Others would be all the users of my website, not email partners, whatever, present website users, my old prospects or customers, and my online course leads. Why? Because I will try to engage them to push them to the next way or next level of buying. Agreed? So I will not send my webinar summary or video to everybody. Yes, I'll only send it to people who have actually come to my webinar, attended, who registered, who showed interest but could not attend for whatever reasons. Or I can also send to all my users who are on my website existing, my old prospects or customers who could not convert, and my online course leads. Right? This is how I can segment and target and send the appropriate video of engagement. Agreed, people? So the different possibilities is I can have a geography based targeting, as I told you, interest based targeting. My interest is to have a coffee, but I would want a decent place. So interest based targeting, or my interest is basically, so a lot of people come to our website, there are different courses offered. For example, you're looking for a course on SEO and AdWords, and you are given a course on, let's say, inbound marketing. Will it make sense to you? Not really. You should be given content on AdWords only. So interest-based targeting. And how will you know the interest? Based on the event. Event is how do you interact on the website? Which button do you click? What do you read more? Which part of my website do you spend more time on? So these are different possibilities for me to segment and target based on geography, interest that you show on the website, and the event that you do on the website. Right? So quick summary, select the main. So how do you want to use your different ways to get your audience? Could be email, social media, forums, com sites, pay per click. So select the channel of first the channel of distribution. Once you have the channel, choose the tool that you want to use. Once you have the tool, build your audience. If it's email, get your email as much as possible. If it is Facebook, create a Facebook page, get more people to like. Agreed? Get more followers on Twitter. Yes? If it is AdWords, get more clicks. Right? So whatever is your tool, your audience will be different. As again, your engagement metric will decide your audience, how you collect. Once you have your audience, set up content machinery. Have a backup of at least 6 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks for your content. Then you have to plan your customer's journey, and then you segment and target. Right guys, pretty cool, very easy to understand. Any questions? So today it was mainly about audience aggregation. First of all, what is audience aggregation? Why do? We do it to nurture our leads, right? So we get a lot of people. So we do content marketing, remarketing, content repurposing and spraying to convert our audience to lead, to harvest our leads. We nurture the right soil, right content to harvest our leads. Any questions that you guys have? Yes, no Lakshmi. One time webinar will never work. You need to have pipelines, definitely. Right? You need to have pipelines, for sure. And that's what even we do. So we have a webinar almost every second week or 1 week, for sure. Not everybody will, the moment you register, you will not come webinar. I might register just for the heck of it. Sure, Bijoy. This is one example, right? This is one example that you can follow. Okay. Or even this would do, whatever works for you. So this is what something you have to plan based on your journey, on your product, right? So guys, before we actually leave, right, please give me your honest feedback on this link, right? And please type in any questions you have. I hope this was gainful for you, something which was exciting, insightful, right? You guys now understand what is audience aggregation. It's not about just numbers. The logic is you can use it anywhere. You can use it even in a hotel, bakery, training program, offline model. You just need to have data to understand the common features of your audience. Why? The reason being 20% of your audience gets you 80% of revenue. So it makes sense to actually promote your product to the 20% audience, right? Instead of wasting our time and money, let us focus on the core audience and then get more business. And how to get more business? First get the audience, nurture them with the content, and then make them lead, and then based on their activity, try to convert them. Decent? Pretty easy to follow and understand. Forget the tools and everything. Is the logic clear for everybody? If the logic is clear, then I'm glad. We have one more question. Rishi, we can have pipelines, content types, yet there always has to be a backup, as not necessarily all content will work. Right? Blog may work all times or video at times. Still, you get the right mix of interest is my thing. Absolutely, Rishi, you're absolutely correct. That's why I tell you, always have backup. So when I say pipelines, when I say 6 weeks, should have everything possible. First thing, something does not work, should have a backup plan ready immediately. That's why I said you should have a content backup plan immediately. Right? So Rishi, I completely agree with you. Lakshmi, yes. Lakshmi, what business you have? Do you have any business running right now? Yes, you should use it for your own business practically, or a job if you are working somewhere, right? Greenroombuzz.com. Oh, nice. So you have a website also. Let me open that. Greenroombuzz.com. Influencer marketing platform. Wow. Nice, Lakshmi. Yeah, Lakshmi, you can use these techniques on your own website. It should work. Definitely. Yes, Rishi. So the idea is, right, for you, this challenge is you should actually understand what is the problem. So if your issue is content, use a good tool of analytics to understand which content is the people liking more, right? And try to make content which is something similar to what the people are liking. Maybe you can use GA for that matter, right? And this are, Rishi, this would be, I don't know how old is your contact masala, but if it is very new, initial problems will always be there. And this is how you analyze and learn. Yes, so that should not be a big problem. Once your initial problems are gone, I'm sure you should be able to use the right techniques to actually optimize everything. Okay, and definitely I should be of some help to you based on my knowledge, whatever I'm giving over here. Right? So guys, please type in any more questions you have. If you have no questions, then have a nice weekend. Happy 26 January, Republic Day. Right? Have a nice weekend. Eat safe, play safe, drink safe your drink, and take care of you and your family. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me check it once again. This is the link. You're welcome, Anand. This is the link, Bharat. It's working for everybody. Try once again. Welcome, Karunakar. Great, Bharat. I think this should work. Definitely. I just check it's opening up. Thank you, Rishi. Wish you the same. Guys, have a nice weekend. Take care. Bye bye. Thanks, Alisa. Thank you very much. Welcome, Ritu. Thank you very much. Thanks, Alisa, guys. Please give your feedback before going. Thank you very much for your feedback. Thanks, Lakshmi, for being so interactive. Guys, take care. Bye bye.